this is my classroom at Lake Susie.
Yeah.
Really, I retired from electronics 16 years ago. I didn't have to make any money anyway, but we still turned out to. Well, at Pine Island, we were the busiest PVG school in the country.
Yeah.
We had more
And that was
students.
a fantastic. I remember you guys flying down over the islands and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a
Goes
fantastic.
He come in, he's like, look out.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm like,
That's right. And a lot of people, the locals, called us flying monkeys, though. Kind of true. Kind of true.
love the flying.
I remember that one lady lived in that one house and always gave everybody a problem.
Yeah.
Down over
Yeah.
there. I mean, you weren't even anywhere near it.
No. Yeah, of course she did. Of course she did.
We'll be back over
Yeah.
there. Over here.
Sorry about misidentifying you. Dennis Long, I'm not kidding. I'm going to take a picture of you two guys standing next to next. Dennis Long is the fellow aeropract, and he owns most of these aeropract airplanes.
My head down and sit down.
You don't have to put your head down very far. You guys very similar build, the whole thing.
Right.
You almost walk the same.
Same first name.
And the same first name. Makes it very confusing for a Polak. Like me.
Go back over to the Czech Republic at all anymore.
No. Yeah, we used to go over there and fly with the Nirvana boys and fly into Slovakia and all that stuff, but it's probably a good idea not to go there now. Yeah, not right now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Appreciate it, Dennis. You take care and have fun. Thank you. Yep. It's amazing. He so looks so much like that. He used to come out to the Pine Island Airport. He used to live out there. He owns a Navigator restaurant up on the river, and we'd fly out there, eat, and fly back. And his restaurant is right next to Lake Susie, where we were. And it is green flag. Let's go fly. Bring them out, fellas. Let's go fly. So far, we've seen Aeropract, we've seen a TSI Sling, and Legend 600. Yeah, well, everybody knows that when you have a cold front come through, right after that, it's very nice flying. Right? Not over here. Oh, yeah, a little while ago. Yeah. And we've also had the Sky Leader LP11, Sky Leader 600 that was flying this morning as well. Probably in the pattern or out somewhere playing around. The Sky Leader, North America exclusive United States Canadian distributor for Sky Leader aircraft, one of Europe's best sellers. And they are currently offered 3 models of the Sky Leader 600 with unsurpassed roominess. Sky Leader 400 is a racy-looking model with sports car-like features, gull wing canopy. Sky Leader 600, the one we saw just a moment ago, has a base price below $100, and the possibilities are endless in customizing, depending on your pocketbook and your desires. That's Sky Leader, and I believe that is Michael Tommen that's flying that. We'll double check that, but that's LP11 here at Paradise City, LP11.
I was over there dropping Mark off.
there near those speakers.
Yeah, there it is.
I won't say a word that.
Just say you found
Oh,
it.
we got it.
Just say you found it.
Yeah, right.
Here's the Aeropract A22.
That's the A32.
A32, I'm sorry, that's the orange one. And this is terrible. That's the Aeropract A32. Sam Peachy flying that. In fact, Sam Peachy's probably been flying more than anybody else here. The other day, he just took off, landed, probably 30 or 40 cycles. Aeropract LP26, and that is the A32 Vixen. It can actually go 130 miles an hour. Great visibility, as you can see. The pilot has pretty much unrestricted visibility out of that side cockpit there. Yep, that's Sam Peachy. Hey, Sam Peachy. And that's an incoming aircraft. We're going to check his tail number there. And that's a Challenger right there that just came by. Challenger. That's an M squared. Another incoming here. Sam Peachy taking off again.
JP.
432 JP. $912 US.
812, yes. That other one was manufacturer Ports Line. It's a manufacturer name.
Port line.
Model, it's a Flight Star 2.
And that other one's a Flight Star 2, Portsmouth,
Fixed wing single engine.
with a 2-cycle engine on there, Rotex 2-cycle.
I ain't seen those before.
I know.
I looked at that one in blue and I'm like, I've never seen that one come up.
Yeah.
See this one right here? M squared 3s with the belly at the bottom on
Yeah,
it.
it could be them. That's the first one I've seen of it.
Yeah, it looks like the
Yeah.
M squared.
Hasn't been over there.
Hasn't been in Oh, I don't know about you guys, but it's cold. We're up here freezing. We're South Florida folks, and we're not used to this.
That last one that just landed.
Yes, it's a Challenger on it.
How's that, more?
The last one, I mean, the color was the.
That one with the lady driving it, that plain
Okay.
one with nothing on it. Challenger.
So we've had some incomings here. They're taxiing off.
This is San Pedro.
And here's Sam Peachy again. That's probably Humphreys. I'm sorry, that's Humphreys in that magenta A32. Andy Humphreys probably flying that A.
Kenny Davenport. Kenny Davenport.
I thought it was Humphrey.
Yes, Kenny Davenport. I don't have Humphreys. Hey,
I got him. Pardon?
I don't have him. I don't know where he's at.
So I have him here.
Okay, that's probably him.
So that's probably Andy Humphrey flying that Aeropract A32. Excuse me, the A22. That's the magenta one. And here's an Aircam. Aircam coming in. The Aircam typically is on the big side of the airport. That aircraft was designed for aerial photography by National Geographic. National Geographic helped put this thing together. Aircam, as you can see, unparalleled visibility for the pilot and passenger, especially for photography. That's Aircam. And I don't know their booth number on the big side of the airport, but they've got a nice stand up there with multiple of them. That's Aircam. Twin engine. Yeah, you bet that's cold. Beautiful aircraft, though. Very quiet. And my guess is they're going to probably taxi that over to the other side. We'll see what they do there. And it's Friday, so at 10:30 today, I strongly urge everybody to avail themselves of the educational opportunities here at Paradise City. John Moody will be hosting at 10:30 a forum discussion about the beginning of ultralights here in the United States. It's quite educational and humorous at times. That'll be John Moody at 10:30. Ooh, boy, he had to really bend that thing. That's going to be Sam Peachy flying the Aeropract A32 Vixen again. Like I was saying, Sam Peachy, somebody gets a gold star for the number of flights today. He gets them. I don't know. I don't know. They're from the other side. He just landed in. I think they're going to taxi it back along Echo to the other side. Okay. I don't know who's flying the Aircam.
I didn't know if he's doing a demo. We just need to get his.
Sam Peachy. Hey, Sam. He's got that big smile. He's happy. He's flying the.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Arnold Holmes. Just wanted to get online here and tell everybody that, as a reminder, if you're doing a manufacturer's demo flight or you're participating in the STOL competition, demonstration, it's important that you get the tech inspection that we're doing here at Paradise City. So find me, Arnold Holmes, and we'll be doing your tech inspection if you're in the STOL or if you're doing a manufacturer's demonstration. Thank you very much.
And I'm looking at his information here. I'll tell you what, this is the type of stuff that I would like to have a copy of, because when we're announcing here, a lot of this information we don't have. So that's some good stuff. What would it cost me to lay this information on the copy machine and make a copy of it?
Diet Coke, maybe?
I don't have a Diet Coke. How about a Lifesaver? We've got some Lifesavers. No, I'm talking about the data. The form doesn't help me a bit.
Okay.
The form doesn't help me. It's the filled out information that we need, because you have the pilot's name, you have That is some good
That
stuff.
is some good stuff.
That'll give you an
No, we have to hunt it. That's great info.
Well, let's see what I can do. 'Cause I collect this on a daily basis, and it's only for the people that are doing demo.
See, and that's wonderful. That's what we need.
That's,
And we have a printer right in here, so we can make copies right
I'll tell you what, I would give you lifesavers all day long for that type of information. That's great. And we just found a new wealth of information here. It's great. That's the type of information we need. Now, of course, that will fill in the gaps maybe necessary that we need here to sound halfway intelligent. I am always looking for help. If somebody's flying an aircraft and you know about that aircraft, please come up and give us the information. If you would like to talk about it, we can do that too. This is going to be the Aeropract A22LS, and I believe that's Sam Humphreys that's flying that. Andy Humphreys. And the glide ratio on that particular one is a 10-to-1 glide ratio, and that comes typically with the Rotex 9 1200 horsepower. You can also get it in the IS fuel-injected version. Glide ratio 10-to-1, and it's a very, very robust training aircraft. Great visibility, and of course a catchy magenta color. Some people were calling that salmon, some people were calling it pink, but they like to call it magenta. That's Aeropract USA, aeropractusa.com, and they're in LP26. Andy Humphreys, and somebody else that's smiling real big there. Payload is about 480 pounds.
Nice to meet you. I'm here every year, actually, and I do
So
these.
are we.
Yeah, I know. I do these tech inspections every year.
Great, great. So I'll just find you and get a copy every day. That is wonderful.
Sure, here.
That's good info.
Very good info.
It's all the money. Great.
Well, it's all the money I have left after being here. So.
He could probably get a Diet Coke over there.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get one over there.
Well, I tell you what, I'd find a way to give you one.
I would too.
I appreciate
might
it.
have
Yeah,
like that-
as I get stuff, I'll run
Yeah,
by.
Thank you so
that's
much.
good stuff.
Have a great day. They might have it over in that white tin over there. They might have a Diet Coke over there. Yeah, over there.
And it looks like we have the Cavalon. That's the Autogyro Cavalon.
Yes.
Good. Yeah, we know this one because. But thank you very much. Anything is good. We appreciate it.
This is it right there.
Autogyro Cavalon, and they're going to be in booth 25, booth 25. Autogyro Cavalon. And the Cavalon, the Autogyro folks are accepting orders for the Cavalon. That's the first side-by-side gyroplane. And it is a real masterpiece in design, technique, and innovation. And it overcomes all the restrictions and limits. Seating side by side, it presents the pilot and the passenger in comfort. And due to its big tank volume, the gas tank volume, you can handle great distances easily. And it offers everyone the perfect position thanks to individually adjustable seats and pedals. From the bottom to the top, every wish is fulfilled. The interior offers plenty of room for the pilot and his passengers, and available options are endless. If that's not enough, you can get the Garmin G3X touchscreen suite as well. The Cavalon pricing starts at only $135,000. You can see them in LP25. And because that's the silver one that went by, right? So that's going to be Jimmy McCowan that is flying that one. Jimmy McCowan. And later on, you're going to see Bob Snyder in the dark blue one. They've been flying quite a bit out here. Thank you, baby. You're so good. You're doing great. That particular Cavalon Been tech inspected and all that just this morning again. Pilot number 68. We've got all kinds of good information here, that's for sure. We sure appreciate that. There's the aeropract again. And that's A32 Vixen with Sam Peachy. Everybody likes Sam Peachy. He's always smiling. He's flying. And we were joking with him the other day. He's been flying so much, we were saying, well, we can bet he's not paying for the fuel. Because at over $5 a gallon for the avgas, it's nice to have somebody else pay for it.
I'm on the job.
Want to make sure where'd you get that cookie? I got a bunch of cookies. Just curious. I'm a cookie guy, and I see Wendy over here eating a cookie. I said, "Where'd you get that cookie?" Cookie, 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 cookie. We're trying to line up our web cameras here. We are live streaming the video and the audio. The video is going out to various Facebook pages and YouTube pages, as well as the audio going out on ATC Live. Always use water, thank you.
I'm gonna shoot you in a minute.
You do tiny, and then the last one's like big, and then we have to get the other way now.
It's on tie wraps up there, and it shifts
It
over.
doesn't want to move, does it?
But it's like this last little adjustment is like the big adjustment, and you over adjust. That's that last part.
It probably just finally moved for it.
You tell me to do it. All right, you come down here. You tell me how to do it. All right.
I will try that way.
And John just fired Smiley from the camera moving duties here. They're gonna. The kids run the computers over here because they know much more about it than us graybeards. That's for sure.
The left one, the one that looks off.
The left one.
Looks good to me.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to get it centered, little horizon.
You're doing this camera facing that way. So right now you're slightly high, just a touch. Maybe 2 or 3 degrees. It did not move. It did not move. Now it moved a ton. And now it's back to worse. It's up.
So the left
like
side's
this right
gotta
now.
go up.
No. The left side goes down.
This way?
This is the
This
camera's
way.
moving. That is much better than it was a second ago, but it's still like this. You need to come that way a little bit more.
Is the video inverted?
It is not upside down.
I mean, like,
The horizon, the left horizon is higher than the right horizon at this time. So you want the left side down.
Oh my goodness.
Like you're banked into a right turn.
Yeah, it looks like you're banking on a right turn right now. That's a good way to say it. It's worse than it was. Thank you very much.
You want water?
okay. Here, John.
Going past the yellow lot on our side. Are they directing them over this location?
All right, left or right? Here you go.
You're still, now you're really left side high.
The word was all kind of running down my hand.
This is the Auto Gyro Cavalon. And that's going to be Jimmy McCowan flying that one. Jimmy McCowan. They're over there in booth LP25. And they've got some really nice stuff, the Cletus and the Cavalon. That one's the Cavalon. Pricing starts at $135,000. They also have the MTO Sport, the MTO Classic, and the Cletus. But what you're looking at there is the Cavalon. Here's Sam Peachy. Sam Peachy. And that Vixen, A32 Vixen. Sam Peachy loves to fly. He's flying more than just about anybody else out here.
Guy just talked to us, had shorts on, khaki shorts.
Let me see what's on the. Is he a?
So I just heard on the radio that AirCam that landed is being taxied over to the other side of the airport there. He's going to be taxiing up Echo Runway. Echo Taxiway, excuse me. And the winds are north component today, which is quite different than the south component that we have had. The winds are 6 gusting to 16, and from the northeast, which again is different. I was going by that. It could be.
I've got pants in there, but I got one pair of pants out there for tomorrow. There you go.
Yay! Because she got Michael. That's how she knows.
You know how big mine is?
That's right. Well, they're parking them way out here to start with, aren't they?
Yep, the parking lot is starting to, people are starting to come in and walk. They're definitely making them park at the far end and then walk out. That's interesting. Usually they do it the opposite way. And I did see the B-25 Panchito this morning, the B-25 Panchito. That is quite an aircraft to see. It's one of the last B-25s. That's the Aeropract A22LS that just took off, and that is the magenta one. And I believe that is Andy Humphreys that's flying that. Mary Dietrich out of Marietta, Georgia, was flying that the other day. I can't tell what it is, but there's a lot of smoke down on the east side right now.
What's going on down there, John? Can you see? Passing.
It just stopped, whatever it was. There was a lot of smoke. Don't know what, it's white smoke, so it's probably nothing major there, but there's definitely a lot of smoke.
Oh, yeah,
What's
the
that?
tail number,
Right back to where it was.
that, the N477, when I looked up the owner, it was a Federal Aviation Administration plane. 477B or something like that? No. Well, yeah,
It's in the same place. You're looking down on this side.
that N711, yellow plane, yeah, FAA owns it.
Hi, how are you?
When I looked it up, it says owner, Federal Aviation Association.
Left end of the field.
Jenny will bring us our separate signing sheet.
Looks like you're trying to just bring the bleachers up.
I've only got 3 pilots there. I don't know who they're with.
That's the Auto Gyro Cavalon. Auto Gyro Cavalon. And Auto Gyro is going to be in booth 25. And that's going to be Jimmy McCowan. I really like the shark's teeth on the front of that. It gives that kind of an aggressive look. The Auto Gyro Cavalon, side by side in comfort. Great visibility. And you can see him filming while he's going up there. He's probably got the press up there with him. Auto Gyro Cavalon and Sam Peachy landing again. The Auto Gyro Cavalon, $135,000 pricing. And it's got the 915 Rotex IS fuel-injected engine, 115 horsepower. Very, very quiet, actually. The gyro planes have been flying a lot here this Paradise City last few days. It's been very, very windy and turbulent, but due to the high wing loading, they're able to cut through the turbulence quite easily. And the top rotor does not spin under power except for when they start to spin it before they take off. Their forward motion drives that rotor and allows that to develop the lift. N30 PG. N30 PG. And we've had another incoming here with Stoll tires. So that's probably somebody that's going to be in the Stoll competitions later. N30 PG, I thought here in a second I'll be able to tell you. We're going to get that Cavalon moving up the runway a little bit so the Aeroprac can move as well. PG, Papa Golf. So that is N30 PG. And that's a Carbon Cub X EX3. Carbon Cub EX3. Carbon Cub is another aircraft that's used quite a bit in the Stoll demonstration that's been going on here at Paradise City. He just flew in. We'll get some information about him and we'll let you know. I don't know the pilot's name yet, but we will try to find it. N30 PG is in Papa Golf. Okay. Pardon?
It does not have his name associated with it. It just says that it's owned by registered owner is 999 Leasing out of Michigan.
And the owner is 999 Leasing out of Michigan, but we don't have a pilot name there on that incoming. We'll get that to you if he goes take off. We will, because he'll have to do the safety briefing. He may be putting himself over there with the Stoll aircraft to get ready for the Husky Stoll National demonstration that will start at 6 o'clock today. Up 6:30 apparently. I'm being corrected. 6:30 to 7. Here's that A32 Vixen again, just landed. And that's going to be Andy Humphreys flying that one. I'm sorry, A22. I keep doing that this morning. That's the A22, the magenta, and that'll be Andy Humphreys flying. That's for sure about that. And that is the 912 Rotax engine on there. They're in booth 26, LP 26, right over here by the media building. Andy Humphreys. You know, I've been corrected that Mary Dietrich has been flying the magenta A-22 Aeroprac this whole time. Well, I thought it was Andy Humphreys, and that's my mistake. Can't really see in the cockpit to see who's who. But it's always good to get it corrected to see who's flying what. And if I can't see in the cockpit, then I don't know. So it's always good to know, to be told. And this is something else here. He just arrived. I'm not really sure. We'll look up the tail number there and see what that is. So now I see that you have a Navy hat there, sir. And I'm going to have to, I see your Navy hat, but I'm going to have to say go Air Force. Air Force, all right, Air Force. Brothers, you do favor. Who's older? All right, so we're going to talk with you first. You're Air Force. When did you go in the Air Force?
I was in the Air Force from 70 to 74.
70 to 74, excellent. And what was your job in the Air Force?
I was an aircraft electrician. I was a Sparky.
Sparky.
Yep. I was stationed at Davis-Monthan for about 3 years. Did a TDY to Hawaii, and then did a year in Korat, Thailand at the end of the Vietnam War.
Excellent. Thailand's a great place to be during the war.
Well, it was better than Vietnam.
Better than Vietnam, that's right. And your brother here?
U.S. Navy. And, between 70 and 74, we were in at the same time. My job, I was an ABH, which is aircraft handling on the aircraft carriers.
Excellent. What carrier were you on?
Enterprise in Midway, but only TDY. I was main station in Alameda, California.
Wow. So where do you guys live now?
I live in Steubenville, Ohio.
And I live in York, PA.
In York, PA. You know, it's cold up there in Ohio and in Pennsylvania. You know that, don't you?
Yes, it is right now. It is a little.
In fact, they were saying it might even snow a foot in Chicago area this weekend.
We had snow last week, but I don't know about this weekend.
I can definitely feel the sun start to warm my bones now. I like it. It was cold this morning. I'm here in South Florida, and it was high 50s this morning. And for me, that's downright freezing.
Oh, I can imagine what it would be like. In fact, it was even a little nippy for us this morning.
Yep. I had chicken skin. Oh, here's Amelia. What do you want to say, Amelia?
Well, have fun.
Well, we appreciate your service, and go Air Force and go Navy, too. I tell all the kids that if you're going to join the service, join Air Force or the Navy. That's my top two picks to learn a trade that you can go ahead when you get out, you can have a good job. My dad was Army. He was a colonel in the Army. My twin brother was lieutenant colonel in the Army. My brother David was a sergeant in the Army, and they just didn't have the skills that the Air Force or the Navy folks have, in my opinion. Right? What would you recommend to the kids today to get out of the virtual world of their handheld components and get into the real world?
Well, you know, so I went to college on the GI Bill, so that was one of the reasons why I went into the Air Force, was one, to pick up a trade. So I was an aircraft electrician, and we were involved more than just electrical work. We were also involved in some electronics, fuel transfer, and a lot of the sensors and things like that. So, but it really prepared me then for college when I had gotten out of the service. And so I ended up going to Penn State, got a degree in electrical engineering, and got a master's from the University of Tennessee. And again, I have to thank the service. It was, you know, the Air Force that really prepped me to do that.
And you said the University of Tennessee, Knoxville.
That's correct, University of Tennessee.
Go Vols. I'm a Tennessee boy myself. Well, I really appreciate your service. Thanks for coming out today. And Amelia, I know you want to say something again. What do you want to say, Amelia?
I don't quite know yet.
I'm surprised. Normally you have a pearl of wisdom to lay on the people here.
I guess just be safe.
Be safe. There you go. And that was the autogyro Cavalon landing just a moment ago while we were talking. And Mary Dietrich landing in the A-22 Aeroprac. And like I said, apologize to. I was saying that Andy Humphreys was flying earlier, and it is Mary Dietrich. I've been corrected on that. That's true. Mary Dietrich flying out of Marietta, Georgia. And it's true, Andy, there could be some women named Andy, and you don't know these days. Nowadays, people are named anything.
So what did you do when you were, what was your AFSC 365? Oh, okay.
The Autobahn.
So you didn't have to be out in the flight line. I spent 4 years in the
Well, I
flight
did.
line.
I was in charge of the systems between the ground and the air as well. So I did spend quite a bit of time. Yeah, we had the F-15 Eagle at Bitburg Air Base route station for 3 years, and it was quite loud. And Mary was just taxiing by. You could definitely see in the cockpit, that's definitely Mary Dietrich that's flying this one. And so we were just talking about the AFSCs, the Air Force Specialty Codes, in other words, what job that you had. I highly urge everybody to also take advantage of the educational opportunities here at Sun and Fun 2022. John Moody, the father of ultralights here in the United States of America, will be in the Forum tent at 10:30, giving a session on the start of ultralights in the United States of America. He was the first to actually attach an engine motor to flying aircraft and successfully do it. So he's got some good educational information as well as some humorous things to say. So that's 10:30 in the Forum tent here. That'd be 10:30 here at Paradise City in the tent. And in fact, I see John Moody walking toward the media building now. I was just announcing that. I didn't know he was here yet, but here he comes, John Moody, the one, the only, John Moody, father of ultralights. Good morning, John. Are you warm?
Good morning. Get ready for the forum.
Getting ready for the forum? Yep, you got a lot to say, don't you, today?
Got lots to say. Well, I'll save it for my forum. Sorry I haven't been able to fly here this week, folks. The hurricane's been on pretty strong most of the week.
It really has.
Yeah, you got to turn the mic on there, partner.
That does help, doesn't it?
Yeah. Does help. He gave the mic to me as soon as he got up close. He must be getting tired of talking.
Well, I don't know about being tired of talking. I think that what I have to say may not be near as interesting as yours there, John.
Oh, yeah, I hear you. Well, I was thinking of maybe bringing it over this morning, but again, we're supposed to be 15 to 25 mile-an-hour winds throughout today and tomorrow. So I'll probably leave it safely in my hangar over at South Lakeland Airport. And like I said, we're getting ready to have our beginning of ultralights forum where you get to see a whole bunch of... What?
I was just going to pull the mic away because it's overdriving.
Oh, it's overdriving. All right. Some of my earliest flights, the very first powered flight we've got on film, and give you the reasons why I got into ultralights in the first place, or in aviation, and why I chose the Icarus, and why I tried to power it. And some of those early films are a thrill a minute.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's one thing, and I always like to tease everybody a little bit about your unintended acrobatics that you did back in the day. Tell us about that real quick.
Well, I was in Oshkosh 1976, and I was the only one around, and when I flew my foot-launched powered ultralight, or hang glider we called it at then, it was quite an attraction, but I was just trying to show folks how maneuverable the airplane is. I'd kind of pitch down and speed up and then slow down and wing over, kind of like I don't know, just to show folks how it was. And what happened was I just said, well, I'm going to really show them a really high wing over. So I just held the rudder, and I ended up, all of a sudden I said, hey, I'm upside down.
Hey, you didn't want to be upside down, did you,
Oh,
John?
no, I did not. That was my one first sheer moment of terror when I was upside down. I told myself, don't let go. Because what was my lower wing, upper wing is now my lower wing. The only thing holding me in that airplane, well, I had a seat on me, but the swing seat, and so upside down, I was kind of merciless. If I'd have let go, I would have crashed into the upper wing, probably crumpled the airplane, and so I didn't. That was my one moment of real terror.
You weren't really strapped in anywhere, were you?
Well, I was kind of trapped to the swing seat, but it was literally a swing, a board under my butt and 2 ropes.
That you tied personally.
Oh, yeah. That was my seat in those days when we didn't have landing gear. We took off on our feet, landed on our feet. And, well, anyway, I was upside down, and I'll probably repeat this in the forum, but while watching the movie. But, you know, I didn't want to wait too long to do something, and I was afraid if I waited too long, I might start falling off toward the wingtip, and it might fold up on me. So I put my feet forward to bring it over in what would normally be called a split S, is where airplane goes upside down and does well, it's an inside loop at that point, and come back around. And, well, then we went into a tumble. The first tumble I kind of expected. In other words, I'm spinning around the axis of my wing from wingtip to wingtip. And there I am. The first tumble I expected. The second one I told myself, this isn't working. Unfortunately, I had engineered a safety switch in my mouth so I can kill the engine at any time. Because for foot launching and foot landings, there are times when you, if things go sour, you just can't let go of the airplane and hit a switch.
So this safety switch was something you bite down on to kill
yeah,
it?
No, you bite down on to keep it on.
Oh.
It's referred to in other places as a dead man switch.
Dead man switch. So in other words, if you opened your mouth, it would kill the engine.
Yes.
So you can't smile
I don't
and
like
wave
that term, dead man.
No, dead man doesn't work, does it?
No.
Doesn't have good connotations.
No, it's like a safety helmet. We used to call them crash helmets. No, a safety helmet.
You know, that's true. They have changed the terminology on that.
Oh,
so,
yes.
So here you are, upside down. What was your altitude at that point?
About 400 feet. 400
feet. Now, that's starting to get close to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you do then, John?
I hung on. Basically, I was more a passenger than a pilot at that point. And, of course, the first tumble went, second tumble went, turned the engine off, and we went kind of into a half roll, and we leveled out about 50 feet above the ground.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I landed, had to miss a fence while I was landing, which I did. And, people came up and said, oh, that was cool. Did you do that on purpose? I should have said, well, yeah, I've been practicing.
Oh, sure I did.
Yeah. I said, no, I was talking my high voice. Had my yellow spot in the front and brown spot in the back.
And you didn't arrive that. You didn't come there like that with the yellow and the brown.
No. That was
new decorations.
Yes. Auto ejection.
Yes. So everybody on the ground was highly impressed with your maneuvers, and you were just thankful.
The EAA wasn't.
No.
They immediately grounded me, and I went and pleaded my case before the board of directors to allow me to fly again. I told them I had a wife, 3 kids, and 2 dogs and a cat, and I'd like to be around a while. I'm not going to do that again, believe me. So
they let you fly another day, didn't they?
Yeah, I got to fly Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that's really something. And normally you have the easy riser here, but it's been very, very turbulent conditions and obviously very stormy, so you didn't bring the easy riser out. But people that come to John's Forum at 10:30 will be able to see pictures and videos of that aircraft and others, right?
Yes, and also if you go to YouTube and look up John Moody 360, there's a 360 video of coming to Sun and Fun one time. Unfortunately, I ran out of battery before I landed, but you literally can be on the airplane with me, and with the 360, you can use your cursor and you can pan 300. You can see forward, you see down, see back, watch me fly, see out the wingtip, see up. it's a really neat concept. It works just great.
So that's John Moody 360.
Yeah, on YouTube.
.com?
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Look
Yeah.
up John Moody 360 on YouTube. Okay.
Somebody put it there. I didn't.
And when did you film that?
About 2 years ago.
Okay. Normally, John Moody and I are the first to fly every year here at Sun and Fun, early in the morning at like 7:15 or so.
Yeah.
But this year, neither of us flew, so at least we did that together again.
Yeah, it's breaks a long streak of flying here, but yeah, I'd be tempted maybe Sunday morning to come in here for a couple takeoff and landings to go back. But what?
That's Steve Henry in the
What's that?
Yamaha-powered Stoll machine. So we've got a couple of goodies for you here.
What's that?
That is a little aviator duck.
Oh,
Everybody's
I
getting
like
ducked.
ducks.
Donna is ducking people here.
Ducking people.
Ducking people, my lovely wife. And that is a little poker chip for participation here at Paradise City 2022. All the volunteers and some of the exhibitors are getting a poker chip. That's Mary Dietrich right there. Hey, Mary. She's showing well in the magenta A22 Aeropract.
Uh-huh.
So is it almost time for your forum?
I got 10:03, but I got to go set up.
Okay, so John is going to go get set up for his forum. I highly recommend John Moody. Come see John Moody in the forum tent here at Paradise City, the father of ultralights and the start of ultralights. Did you see your article real quick, your little blurb on you in Kit Fox?
You told me about it, but I've not had a chance to get a copy of the magazine.
They had a little blip in there. It's online. You can see it as well, but that's
Okay.
Kit Fox Magazine. It's got a little thing in there to tell about everybody. Please go see John Moody. 10:30, just a little while. Don't have to wait long in the Forum Tent, Paradise City. You'll get to find out everything you need to know about John Moody, the father of ultralights, right here at Paradise City.
Look forward to meeting y'all.
That's right. And John, I tell you, it's always a pleasure to fly with you and to be with you even if we don't fly.
Same here.
Take care now. Up, up. Amelia's giving you a lifesaver.
Oh, thank you. Let me give it back so you can give it to somebody else. I really don't like peppermint. It makes me sick. Everybody loves it. I'm a weirdo.
I like
Hard to
the.
brush my teeth. Fortunately, I don't taste much anything anymore. But the smell of the mints and stuff like that.
I use that Arm & Hammer.
I've used the same toothpaste for so many years, I don't taste it.
All right, you're welcome. That's Mary Dietrich again taking off. Mary Dietrich. And again, I've been misidentifying, saying that Andy Humphreys was flying that, but it's definitely Mary Dietrich. I'm very happy to report that the sun is actually out and starting to warm us up because, boy, it was cold this morning. In my mind, it was very cold anyway. I think that's in here. We've got the remote one out here. So it is talking. So it's starting to warm up a little bit. The winds right now are very, very nice, actually. It's 4 miles an hour, gusting 14 in the last hour out of the southwest it has here. It looks like northwest to me, out of the northwest. So I can't believe that. Where are they thinking? And
It's not even been escorted.
who let them in?
I don't. The gate guys are letting them all in.
Well, it's going to be interesting here. We've got the Stoll demonstration. It's going to start here at 6:30 today. The Stoll demonstration is the Husky National Stoll demonstration. They're been nationwide in that, and this is a demonstration here, not a competition, a demonstration. Although Steve Henry is getting ready to land right now again, and that is Just Aircraft Highlander that Steve Henry is getting to land. It is the 44 machine with a Yamaha-powered engine. And just in February, he has a world record of only 6 feet from a standing start to a launch. That's only 6 feet. And that is a Yamaha 360 engine in there. And that is Just Aircraft Highlander, highly modified, of course, highly modified. But 6 feet from a standing start to an actual takeoff, unbelievable. And earlier this week, he did a 23 feet here right on this runway. And you'll be able to see him tonight at 6:30, starting at 6:30, with all the other Husky National Stole demonstration individuals. All right, Amelia, I know you got a pearl of wisdom for us. Give it to me.
Well, I don't quite know.
Okay. She's kind of lost today, she said. There's the Aeropract again, LP26 Aeropract. And I don't know if that's Dennis actually flying that one, Dennis Long, or is that going to be Sam Peachy? Sam Peachy's been flying that quite a bit this morning. And it probably is Sam. And so that is the A32 Vixen with Sam Peachy. Sam Peachy normally flies the Kolb aircraft, but they don't have an exhibitor booth here this year. And I see Phil Mednick walking now. Phil Mednick has been doing a lot of the briefings there. Phil, you're going to tell us a little something. Are we going to see Evolution aircraft here today? Is Evolution going to be flying?
We will be. Yes, we will. We will be flying in the manufacturer's demo today, and possibly doing some demo flights as well.
And I guess that will be your son that's going to be flying, or will his wife, possibly Amy as well? And Mr. Wes Fry will also be flying the yellow Bumblebee Revo, and that is really something to see. And also Amy's Rev X has the Patriot wing on there, the red, white, and blue wing. It's very, very nice, but 80 miles an hour fast. And Phil's been doing a lot of the safety briefings with us this year at Sun and Fun, and we really appreciate you doing that too. Morning.
Mitch Pennington with Just Plain Adventures, lodging and campground out of West Virginia.
Excellent. And are you flying here this weekend?
Yes, sir. I brought my air cam on Alaskan bush wheels, and we'll be doing some demonstration flights and rides this morning.
Is this the air cam that I just saw land a little while ago here?
Yes, it is, the black air cam.
Excellent. And we knew it was the air cam. I didn't know who was flying and all that, and that's the type of information that Don and I like to get, because we like to identify who is actually flying. So say your name again so Donna can write it down.
It's Mitch Pennington with Just Plain Adventures.
That's Mitch Pennington, Just Plain Adventures, and they will have demo rides. And will you be doing the demo rides here on the Paradise City side?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And that's Just Plain Adventures. And with justplainadventures.com, is it?
It is. Yes, sir.
So we can get a hold of Mitch at justplainadventures.com and possibly take a ride in that air cam. A beautiful aircraft. We saw it later this morning. It's a 2-engine aircraft, high wing, and understand that National Geographic helped design that aircraft specifically for aerophotography. Is that true?
Yes, Phil Lockwood designed it for the National Geographic to take photos low and slow.
So Phil Lockwood did the design with the specifications laid out by National Geographic.
That's right.
Okay, thanks. Low and slow is the specs with great visibility, no doubt about it. Well, we really appreciate it, and we'll be seeing you guys in the air. Have fun. Who is? Laura. Laura? Yeah, you know Laura. Yep, our Laura. Yeah, that's easy way to say it. Our Laura. Yeah. I know who you're talking about, though. Well, thank you very much. So apparently Laura is going to be taking videos and pictures from that. There's Mary Dietrich again, smiling and waving to the crowd. Mary Dietrich in that magenta-colored A22.
Progress, not perfection.
Progress, not perfection? Oh, okay. That's another pearl of wisdom that, courtesy of Amelia. Okay, good. It's probably going to be the dirt bike of the sky, which is the Rev. We haven't seen this one yet.
Well, I think I'm not positive, but I'm thinking that when I rode by this morning, I'm thinking it's either going to be this Volt T or this
Beautiful day today. It's warmed up nicely. The winds are nice. Not that bad out of the northwest. We're talking 5 mile an hour constant, gusting only 13. So the winds are much, much better today than they have been in the last few days. And of course, we had significant amount of rain last night and yesterday. And again, this is going to be Sam Peachy. I like saying that name, Sam Peachy. Sam Peachy, that sounds a lot better than Paul Czarnecki, doesn't it? Sam Peachy. He's in the A32 Vixen, and they're in LP26. Dennis Long is the importer for the Aeropract line, and I heard a rumor that he may be retiring and turning that over to Kenneth Davenport. I'm not sure about that. Until I get the official word, we'll know. And that's Mary Dietrich again. Mary Dietrich in the A22 LS Aeropract, 912 ULS 100 horsepower Rotec. And you can get that either with a stick or a yoke, and not many LSAs offer the yoke. And we're going to make some copies of the sign-in sheet. Back. And then if you lay them into the top, face up. Make sure. Let me see. Give me the top. Yep. And then we just should be able to hit that. The copy and that. Thank you. Yes. We're being asked if there's a black fly here, and that would be an electric vehicle. We have not seen an electric aircraft that description so far. I appreciate it. So if you need to know something, we've got folks that can help you. If we don't know the answer, we can find the answer for you.
Rival X on it.
Oh, I see that. Where's Johnny? Oh yeah. Yeah. In fact, it's on this. It's on the copying it. So everybody, go see John Moody. John Moody at 10:30 here. We're going to be having the forum. He is the father of ultralights, and he has got some fantastic things to tell everybody in the forum tent right behind us here. John Moody, the father of ultralights, starting at 10:30 here in Paradise City. Highly recommend everybody avail yourself of the educational opportunities that John Moody has to offer. Pearls of wisdom, as well as some humorous anecdotes. He'll tell you some things that have happened that are really, really fun. John Moody, father of ultralights, 10:30, the Forum 10. We see an Evolution aircraft being prepared down at the end. He hasn't come out on the taxiway yet or on the runway. My guess it'll either be Phil or Amy Mednick. West Frey. But I talked to Donnie about that earlier because I saw the other guy. They're doing it right to there and they're getting loaded. They can't push those aircraft too big. Okay. So they're running it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know.
It scared me too. It's not really. That's what they're doing.
Nobody get in front of it. So nobody get in front of it.
Yeah,
Let
right.
it go. Just let it roll down in the road.
Again, John Moody, on only 13 minutes away from the start of John Moody's forum, Paradise City. Highly recommend check it out. John Moody in the forum tent, father of ultralights. Normally flying the Easy Riser, and the Easy Riser is here, but due to the wind conditions and stormy conditions, he did not bring it this year from the South Lakeland Airport. Normally, he and I are the first ones to fly every year here. I'm flying the powered paragliders, and he flies that. We fly side by side every morning, but this year so far, we have not flown together. We've not flown. And remember, at 6:30 will be the Husky Stoll National demonstration, and you saw Steve Henry landing and flying a little bit ago. And this is going to be Mary Dietrich again, landing in the A-22 LS. But back to Steve Hum. And you see Prime taking off again, a Prime cargo ship. They close the runway for these guys. They have 8 departures a day, I believe, out of there. They've got a huge hangar they've built. That's going to be Sam Peachy again as well. Aeroprac is really burning up the sky today. Lots of takeoff and landings for Aeroprac. Mary Dietrich at the controls of that magenta-colored A-22. Hello, Mary. Mary's taking folks up. Demonstration flights. Beautiful day here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. Remember, we were also streaming this both in video and audio. The cameras are on the roof over here. And my lovely wife is bringing me my hat. I've had too many hunks cut off here lately. Go figure. Sun's shining. It's actually warming up. It was quite cold this morning for a South Florida boy. It was cold anyway. Had chicken skin. But we're waiting for the demonstration to start. Also, the manufacturer's demonstration will be happening, I believe, at 11 o'clock. And they will probably have the Silverlight Aviation as well as Evolution Aircraft. Larry and Amy Mednick will probably be flying the Rev X and the Revolt. And you can see one of their beautiful aircraft right over there now. It's the Weight Shift Trike. It's green and black with a white wing. And I believe they're in booth number 16. That's LP16 for Evolution Aircraft. Great crowd pleasers. Those aircraft will fly about 80 miles an hour and very, very maneuverable. And you can take off and land very, very quickly, so you don't need that much runway. And, of course, they're flying with big Tundra tires so they can fly off unimproved fields, much like the grass field you have here in front of you now. We're also live streaming this on ATC Live. So if you can't be out here, you can tell folks and check us out on ATC Live and check out the Paradise City channel on ATC Live. And we appreciate Dave Pasco at ATC Live for setting us up and allowing the outside world to listen to all the activities here at Paradise City. We see the parking lot starting to fill up. People are streaming in. It's going to be a beautiful day here. And we're going to see a lot of aviation activities. The weather is much, much better today than it has been the last 3 days. It's been challenging at best with the south component winds coming over these trees, causing them not only to dance, but to have some significant rotor in the runway itself. So I've got a fellow wearing a Clearview Airport hat on. He looks very knowledgeable, from Maryland, I'm guessing. He just told me that. What's your name, sir?
Tom.
So you're sure. What question you have for me?
I heard you said that you had some chunks chopped off of you, and I recently have also. Anybody got any suntan lotion? I forgot.
Yes, in fact, if you come up here to here, we have suntan. We got 100 screen. Come up. Come on. We'll fix you up. We've got. If you need suntan lotion, you've come to the right place. That's all his talking. He's on strike now, but at least talk. You can tell me about Clearview Airport real quick as we're walking toward your suntan lotion.
Okay, it's the shortest paved airport in Maryland, 1,800 feet. It has a slight incline to it, so it's semi-famous in Maryland. And we have a mug that says, congratulations, you landed and took off at Clearview without balling up your airplane.
There you go. We appreciate that. And as a reward for telling that, here's some 100 sunscreen, SPF 100. You got to keep the sun off. Yep. And the sun is really nice if it's warming you up, but you get too much, it starts to tear up the skin here. And skin cancer is no joke. There's various stages of skin cancer, and I can tell you all 3 stages are bad. They'll either cut, burn, or scrape, and all of those are not friendly. It looks like the Aeropract is on final, and it looks like a Carbon Cub that just pulled out on the runway for a takeoff here. This Carbon Cub, I believe, is the one that was in the Stoll demonstrations earlier. It's got that radial engine. I love the radial engine. I love the sound of the radial engines. We don't have any information on that. That yellow and black. I thought it was Sam Peachy. It's a beautiful day. I'm surprised that more of the exhibitors aren't displaying their aircraft and taking off and landing for you folks. A32 Vixen from Aeropract. They're in booth 26 right behind us over here. Great visibility on that cockpit. You can see glass all the way. You can see the entire leg and body of the pilot and co-pilot there. The A32 has got a streamlined fuselage compared to the 22. With the 32, they've streamlined it. They've recessed the doors. They've cleaned up the tail section. It actually flies 20 mile an hour faster than the A22. The A32 Vixen. Yes.
Sure. So we stopped by Lakeland South yesterday, and you said you're a resident there?
John Moody's a resident there. He's the one that has he's the father of ultralights here in the United States, and he has the Easy Riser there.
Okay. I just wanted to see if you could give us a little info on it. It just seemed like
it is a neat little place. It's very, very small, and we get more. No, I've been flying out of Lake Susie Airport about 100 miles south of here. And I think this is Gary Spicola in the American Ranger by Silverlight. The American Ranger by Silverlight. Now, this is one really spiffy gyroplane. Gary Spicola, the American Ranger gyroplane, Silverlight Aviation. And I'm going to double check their booth number before. And that's LP3. Gary Spicola, American Ranger. And that has an enlarged tail section so that you have better predictability. And you'll find that this particular aircraft, as well as the auto gyro, they've been flying quite a bit in the turbulent air here that we've had in the last few days. With south component wind, we had quite a bit of rotor coming off the trees and the gyrocopters because of the increased wing loading, the weight loading, that they're quite stable. So in LP3, you can see Silverlight Aviation, Gary Spicola, American Ranger, LP3, and that's the American Ranger AR1. At Gary Spicola, American Ranger. Now this has aircraft grade upholstery on there, and it's a really nice looking aircraft. Fly without wings, they like to say. Fly without wings. And he's getting ready to turn around and come on down right now. And that does have the 912 ULS 100 horsepower, or of course you can get the 914 UL turbocharged version, 115 horsepower. It's got an extra tall front windscreen, and you can get it optional, fully enclosed, if you don't like the wind rustling your hair. Max cruise speed is about 105 miles an hour, and apparently they're holding Gary Spicola so that Sam Peachy can come around and land here. American Ranger in LP number 3.
Right. Has he taken off with the ride share yet?
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
So you haven't missed it.
Thank you, sir.
Up. No, you don't. And this is that radial engine. Boy, listen to the sound of this. I love a radial engine sound. Big Tundra tires on that one. I don't know who that is. Gary Spicola just took off. Beautiful, beautiful AR1 American Ranger. They're in booth number 3. And this is the Auto Gyro Cavalon. Auto Gyro Cavalon right there, giving us a thumbs up. That thing can cut through some rotor. Definitely the aircraft to fly if you're going to fly in turbulence. Large tail section. Makes it very, very predictable and easy to handle. To fly a gyrocopter, it's much like a fixed-wing aircraft, except there are a few differences, but a lot of those skills are transferable. And that'll be Bob Snyder there in that Auto Gyro, and Auto Gyro is in booth 25. That's LP 25. Is that with the radial engine?
It says it's a hip box with a reciprocating engine.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's the issue I had was I couldn't. Oh, they're in the air. Okay.
And you also see taxiing in front of you, LP-16, that is the Evolution aircraft. Now this one has the two front tubes. And the Evolution aircraft, they're in booth 16, booth number 16. And that, I believe, I'd get a little closer, but I believe that's Larry Mednick that is flying that one. It is. And that is going to be the Revolt. That is going to be the Revolt. That thing will cruise about up. Looks like the Revolt. Yeah, it's Revolt. Cruise about 80 miles an hour. Unlimited open air flying. That's Evolution aircraft in LP-16. This is a Kit Fox, radial engine Kit Fox here. We believe that's Patrick McGinnis that's flying that one. Patrick McGinnis in a radial engine Kit Fox. Big Tundra tires. He may be in the Stoll demonstration. I don't know. Don't have that information yet. So who are you and where are you with? Shy. He's shy. He's taking video, and I asked him where he's from. He goes, I'm shy. A lot of people are shy. A lot of people don't really like to talk on the microphone. I don't either, but they've selected me for this job, so here I am. Huh?
I don't believe that.
How come you don't believe that, sir?
You sound like a natural on the microphone.
Well, I appreciate that, and my wife's father has other things to say about that.
I see.
And he's shying away, too. He's leaning back away from the microphone. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Palatka, Florida.
Palatka, Florida. Oh, you're not too far away from home.
That's correct. Most people don't know where it is.
That's right. This is Evolution Aircraft. That's the rival wing with the Revolt. That is going to be Larry Mednick flying that one. They're in LP Evolution Aircraft. And they're in LP-16. They're just behind us over here, LP-16. Remember, everybody, please go see John Moody in the forum tent. He's the father of ultralights. He's giving a forum right now to talk about the start of ultralights in the United States of America. It's the thing to see. Truly, truly. Don't miss this educational opportunity. John Moody, there in the forum tent, starting pretty much right now, 10:30. We're going to have the Husky Stoll National demonstration that's going to start today at 6:30, and that'll run until dusk. And Steve Henry, who has the record 6-foot takeoff distance, which is astounding when people think about that. He has a Yamaha-powered just aircraft Highlander, and that thing literally leaps off the ground. Here at this runway the other day, he did 23 feet, and I thought that was pretty spectacular. But I'd really like to see that 6-footer. Yes, he had a good headwind. It was a 25, 30-mile-an-hour headwind that really helped that 6-foot distance. Yes. In fact, comment there from the Peanut Gallery just said that his last landing was short, and it was. In fact, he told everybody that a weld that he did on his hub broke loose. He did the weld many years ago. It actually was a weld that failed that he did. It wasn't the manufacturer, wasn't any of that. So there's Gary Spicola in the AR-1, Silverlight AR-1, American Ranger. Nice looking aircraft. Goes fast. 912 engine on there. Well, it's got that.
It's screaming.
It's, whew, and you got to put your fingers. We're just talking about Steve Henry and the 44 machine, which is the just aircraft Highlander, highly modified, of course, and it is that Yamaha 360 engine on there, and he's probably turning 8,000 RPM. It is so loud that you must put your fingers in your ears. You must, or otherwise you'll hear ringing all night long. I don't know about that. That's very well could be. It very well. In fact, you know, now that you said that, I'll check it out. The question was, does he have nitrous on there? It could be. I will ask that question to the folks, and we'll find out. That's a very good one. Haven't heard that one yet. So it's Gary Spicola again. Excuse me, that's the Cavalon. That's the Auto Gyro Cavalon. That's going to be Bob Snyder. Bob Snyder in the Auto Gyro Cavalon. They're in booth 25, LP 25. And that Auto Gyro Cavalon's got a nice roomy cabin, side by side. And it's really spectacular. Nice climb rate, as you see right there. Auto Gyro. Now, Bob Snyder is going to be doing a forum also, and if I remember correctly, it is today. I think it's today at 12 o'clock. That'll be Auto Gyro, Bob Snyder, and the Cavalon. I'll check on the forums here, and I'll tell you. There's that Kit Fox again with the radial engine. And we believe that's Pat McManus flying that Kit Fox that just landed in front of you, the yellow Kit Fox with the black front radial engine on it. Pat McManus at Kit Fox. Kit Fox, quite popular aircraft. A lot of folks flying the Kit Fox. He's waving to the crowd there. Good looking aircraft, big Tundra tires. Just the sound of a radial engine, I love it. So where are you guys from?
We're from northern Maine, Fort Kent, Maine.
Where in Maine?
Fort Kent, Maine. It's not the end of the world, but if you stand on the roof, you can see it from there.
It's almost.
Almost.
Now, is it cold up there?
I was I was skiing Sunday and snowmobiling Monday and took off for Florida Tuesday, so.
2 inches of snow this morning. We had 2 inches of snow this morning in Presque Isle.
Woo! The only white we have down here is sand.
Or women.
A little bit of white skin here and there, too.
Yeah, and well, you do have sunscreen available, but I highly recommend you butter up because the sun will get you here. Here's the air cam we were talking about earlier. That air cam is a twin engine that was designed by Phil Lockwood with the specifications laid out by National Geographic to do aerial photography. That air cam is quite the machine. And I don't remember what year it was here at Sun and Fun. The tornado came through and actually busted up 3 of them, and it was terrible. Yes, National Geographic laid it out. Here's that Kit Fox again. Kit Fox with a radial engine, big Tundra tires. I'm going to double check, but I do believe that he'll be in our Husky Stoll National demonstration that'll start at 6:30 today. Steve Henry is back. He was had a mechanical issue at the end of the previous session for the Husky Stoll Nationals. Here's the Evolution aircraft coming in, and this is the Revolt wing on the, and that's going to be Larry Mednick flying that one. Good-looking aircraft. Evolution aircraft. And Evolution aircraft is in LP16. And he is taking folks up on demo rides. Looks like he's going to be taking that back to LP16 or going to the cutout to swap out the passenger. So where are you from, sir?
Jupiter, Florida.
Florida. And what's your name and what are you here to see?
Big John, I'm here to see a Husky.
Big John. All right, Big John. You know, why is it that a lot of times when they say like Big John, they're not so big? You're not.
I don't know. I guess just a song.
And then you have Tiny, and Tinies are usually over 300 pounds.
That's right.
Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. That's
So you're enjoying life in Jupiter, Florida, and that's where my parents used to live. And we got the folks from Maine that had a lot of snow up there recently. So what do you think about the Florida weather today now that it's warmed up?
it's absolutely perfect.
It is. It really is nice. The wind has laid down. Thank you very much. The wind has laid down quite a bit. It was very, very windy these last few days, and with a south component to the wind, which made it very, very rotored runway. Now it's got a north component, and I see some skywriting up there. Somebody's skywriting as Bob Snyder in the Auto Gyro Cavalon passes by. Looks like he's going to go ahead and land. He's not passing. He is landing. But the looks like it's SNF. Yes, that's what it is, SNF, written in the sky. And I missed the skywriter actually doing it, but now we can look up, and we sure see that, SNF, just as plain as day. Now, it is upside down and backwards for me, but being I'm Polish, I can read that easily. SNF. Evolution Aircraft, Larry Mednick taking off now. Evolution Aircraft, an LP-16. His wife, Amy Mednick, is also flying here today. She has the Rev X with the Patriot wing, red, white, and blue, American flag on the wing. And I understand that if you place an order with them, you can get the Patriot edition at no extra charge. And you can fly the flag everywhere you go with Evolution Aircraft. I'm here with Eric from Lee Hole Coatings. So, Lowly, I'm saying that wrong. Lowly Coatings. So, Eric, tell us a bit about Lowly Coatings.
Well, Mike Lowly's booth is right over there. I'm just kind of here in a supporting role. I got invited just to check it out. I'm just getting into aviation right now, so he said, "Hey, no, go."
Lowly Coatings over in LP5. That's LP5 if you want to check them out. And they've got some wonderful coatings over there. And Mike Lowy can be contacted at 931-434-2654. And you can also email them at sales@LOEHLEcoatings.com. Website, LOEHLEcoatings.com. Aircraft, automotive, composites, metal, or fabrics, it doesn't matter. Lowly Coatings has got something for you. Excellent. Can I keep this? Excellent. So go see them, LP number 5. And it's important for any of the exhibitors here that aren't flying aircraft. Come on up. Let's go ahead and do some commercials for you, get it out there for you. Because although a lot of these aircraft may be coated with Lowly Coatings, I can't say that right with a lifesaver in my mouth. Lowly Coatings with a lifesaver, I'm a little tongue-tied. So because a lot of these aircraft may have that coatings, but they're not flying, so we don't have that information. So come on up and every now and then give us a thing. That's going to be the Kit Fox with the radial engine. And my wife told me a moment ago who was flying that, but I've already forgotten. But that's a Kit Fox. And he's new to the airport today. We didn't see him previously. Thank you very much. I'll keep saying more. And if they want to come up and help, please do. Tell them to come on every now and then. And we'll talk about your coatings, your products. Okay? Kevin who? I haven't seen him yet. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So John is telling me that the web camera is now adjusted a little better down this way. So just to warn everybody, if you're here and you're not supposed to be here, your probation officer doesn't know you're here, or you're escaped from federal detention duties, if you know what I mean, don't stand anywhere over this area because we're being broadcast on various Facebook channels and YouTube right now across the world. I see the air cam coming back. This air cam was designed by Phil Lockwood with direction from National Geographic to do aerial photography. Aerial photography is a big business back then, especially with National Geographic. Everybody had National Geographic magazine, and you couldn't wait to get the next edition. And many of those aerial photography was done from this type of aircraft right here. Beautiful black aircraft, blue and silver stripe graphics, twin engine air cam, and they're doing demonstration rides here pretty much all day. I've got the pilot's name on this air cam. Let me go get the pilot's name on that air cam because I don't remember that as well. I've got to take my sweatshirt off here. I've had a sweatshirt on. I had a jacket earlier. I took that off. I had a sweatshirt, and I'm going to take that off as well. There's the Kit Fox, the radial engine Kit Fox taking off now, and that's Patrick McManus that's flying that Kit Fox. Patrick McManus. And the air cam, fly in comfort and style in the air cam. Twin Rotex engines on that. And remember, Lowly Coatings and LP5, they've got some nice products over there. If you're building an aircraft or need to redo something, check them out, LP5, Lowly Coatings. Mike Lowly, a nice guy over there. I've talked to him many times. Mike Lowly, you can call him up at 931-434-2654. That's Mike Lowly and Lowly Coatings in LP number 5. And I see the air cam coming out again. He's going to stay quite busy today. You can bet on that. And that's some great climb rate on that air cam. Twin engine. Air cam does not have a exhibitor booth here this year, but they are here today doing demonstration rides. And if you're interested in doing that, we can go on down. Make sure you get your waiver band. Anybody that's going to do any demonstration rides, you must have your waiver band. It's a purple band. I'll show you mine here. So you must have a purple band like this one here. And once you have that waiver band, then you're able to participate in any of the ride-sharing opportunities here at Paradise City. And I can see now Larry Mednick. He'll be swooping in and doing a landing here. And that's Evolution Aircraft. That's the Revolt wing on the Rev X. Evolution Aircraft, Larry Mednick, and they are in LP26. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. They're in 16, LP16. I like help. It is. He can fly about 80 miles an hour. It is high performance. That's going to be Mary Dietrich. Mary Dietrich in the Aeropract A22. Mary Dietrich in the A22. That's the Rival X wing, and if I remember correctly, it's a 16-meter wing. Larry Mednick flying that. And I can see the passenger holding on there almost for dear life, but I don't think that's necessary. I think they're strapped in pretty well there. Evolution Aircraft in LP16. All right, so what is your name, sir?
Mark.
Mark, where are you from, Mark?
From Germany.
Where in Germany?
From Munich, Augsburg, the area.
Augsburg. Ich lebe in Deutschland 3 Jahre.
It's very nice. Sehr gut.
Nabend bit, morgen fit.
Morgen fit. Okay, don't know.
Drink Bitburger pills at night, feel good in the morning.
It's always the beer in Germany what makes it, huh?
Hey, hey, hey. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm just saying. And we used to eat here we go. That's Evolution Aircraft LP-16. Larry Mednick taking off again. So, what was your name again? Mark is asking, when is the Husky Stoll National demonstration going to happen? It starts at 6:30. 6:30. Now, you see some of the guys flying a little bit and practicing right now. But the actual demonstration will commence at 6:30, and that's the Husky Stoll National demonstration here at 6:30. Are you a pilot?
Yes, of course, yeah.
And what do you fly?
PC-12 commercial, huh?
PC-12 commercial. Ooh, nice.
But also ultralight. So from ultralight, PC-12, PBL, everything, yeah.
Well, for ultralight, you're in the right place here at Paradise City. It's the place to be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's awesome what you guys do over here. Yeah. Can't imagine in Germany doing something like that.
No, they've got all kinds of rules, like the tough rule. TÜV, is it TÜV?
Yeah, of course. And everywhere restrictions. In Germany, you would sit over there. Yeah. It wouldn't be possible to sit here. It's not even imaginable.
And that's the Kit Fox, and Andy McGinnis is flying the Kit Fox right there with the radial engine. That's true.
Yeah, it's cool. Pretty cool, huh?
Now, also know, too, with ultralights here in the United States that you can fly in any basically private or public field that is not in class airspace. In Germany, you have to be at an airport, don't you?
Yeah, of course. It's also the airfields are available, but it's much more restricted, yeah. And they ban you for flying in Switzerland and France and everywhere. It's not accepted as an EASA license. That's a big problem, huh? When you do the German ultralight license. But we raised the weight, for example, to 600 kilogram on some, and then you're legal to fly. Because on the other hand, we are always overweight. Yeah? If you put 2 people in there, always overweight. Yeah? And then they ban you. You land somewhere and they ban you from flying.
Then you have to call a taxi.
Yes, completely. But it gets better.
You know, when I was living over there, we had a saying for that. It's bist du verrückt?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, you're complete stupid. Yeah, that's it. What do you call it? Yeah.
Bist du verrückt?
Yeah, correct. And we continue. See you later, okay?
Okay, we're going to see you later. We will see you at the and we're being totally overshadowed noise-wise by some jets taking off. Needless to say, we could barely hear ourselves think, let alone what we're saying here on the microphone now. And they took off and they turned into little specks so fast I couldn't tell you even who they are. Does anybody have being told that they're probably F-16s. When you're that fast, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Yep, good. Here's the AirCam again. AirCam doing ride sharing. If you're interested in checking out that beautiful aircraft, twin engine, designed by Phil Lockwood with input by National Geographic. Mitch Pennington. Thank you, love. Mitch Pennington is flying that AirCam. Mitch Pennington. I say it a couple times. Hopefully I'll remember. My lovely wife producer gives me the information so I can sound halfway intelligent. Mitch Pennington, AirCam. I love the aviator's hat, too. And Sam Peachy landing. Well, it looks like Mary Dietrich is also in there with Sam this time. I'll have to check that out. Maybe I'm mistaken because I see the magenta A-22 coming back out on the runway right now. And if that's the case, as this A-32 Vixen comes up, that's Aeropract. And another one, this is the magenta A-22 there. So they've changed up. That's Mary in that particular one. They've changed pilots on us. That's the Aeropract A32. Looks like Mary is in the right-hand seat now, unless I'm mistaken. It looks like Mary. She was flying the pink, or magenta, excuse me, A22 LX. Andy Humphreys flying in the left seat, but it looked like Mary Dietrich was in the right seat. It's hard to tell for sure. You know how it is. You had beautiful women. They all, are beautiful women, right? That's right. Yeah, and I'm going to have to take my sweatshirt. I've got a sweatshirt on underneath my my shirt here. I might have to take that off too. It's actually starting to warm up very, very nicely here, and I am so happy that the winds have laid down. We have been really fighting the winds these last few days since Tuesday. Very, very high winds. I'm talking 25, 30 mile an hour winds, and causing considerable amount of rotor from these trees because of south component. Now we have a little bit of northwest wind. It's considerably more favorable for the pilots here at Paradise City, Lakeland Linder Airport, Sun and Fun 2022. I see Bob Snyder in the American Ranger AR1. That's Silverlight Aviation, Silverlight, and I believe they're in LP3. And they are. And that is Bob Snyder, American Ranger LP3. Aeropract A32 Vixen. Aeropract A32 Vixen taking off again. They're in LP26. There's Bob Snyder. Gary Spicola, I'm sorry, Gary Spicola in the American Ranger. Silverlight Aviation, LP3, American Ranger. That's got the 912 ULS on there. Gary Spicola, he's been flying quite a bit here too. Of course, the gyros and some of these other aircraft, they're much better able to withstand the turbulent conditions that we had in the previous days. Now it's laid down tremendously. It's a nice, beautiful day. Sun shining, blue skies. Got some military, looks like F-16s flying around. Evolution Aircraft, that's the Revolt with the rival wing, and that's Evolution Aircraft. Evolution Aircraft is in LP number 16, LP 16. What you got to do, baby? What you doing, Donna? What you doing? Oh, okay.
Anitra, she's down in the stall at the very end.
That's Gary Spicola. Gary Spicola, always a crowd pleaser in the Silverlight Aviation American Ranger AR1. They're in LP number 3. LP3, Silverlight Aviation. You can call them up at 813-786-8290. Silverlight Aviation, they're in LP3, and it's a state-of-the-art gyroplane. I just took mine off, yeah. And it's officially warming up. I took my sweatshirt off, and I had a jacket, my shirt, my fishing shirt, my sweatshirt, and an undershirt, and I've officially taken off my sweatshirt. So things are warming up. So we're talking about people saying, "Oh, you won't need your jacket. You won't need the sweatshirt." Don't listen to them. Bring your sweatshirt. Bring your jacket. You can always take it off. Now, if you're from Maine or one of these other frozen tundra locations and your blood is thick, you can handle it. But if you've been living in South Florida like we have, your blood's thinned out and it is just cold. Anything in the low 60s is cold. If it's in the 50s, it's near freezing to us. Starts at 11:30?
No, that starts at 11:30. 11:45.
All right, my lovely wife, producer, has just handed me the lineup for the manufacturer's demo. That's the A32 Vixen that just landed, and we see the A22 Magenta that's taxied by. Both of those are Aeropract in LP26. And we'll look in and we'll see who's flying that. And they've changed up. That's Andy Humphreys that's actually flying that one. So we'll look in the Vixen here, the A32 Vixen, and see if that's Mary Dietrich. They started off in the other aircraft, but I'll bet you a bottle of pop that this is probably Mary Dietrich from Marietta, Georgia that's flying this one. Let's see. It is. She's in the right seat. Mary Dietrich's in the right seat. So she is in that aircraft. So our manufacturer's demo is now going to take place at 11:45, I think my wife just said. And there's going to be 6 exhibitors in there: Aeropract, Autogyro, Bathawk, Evolution Aircraft, Autogyro, and Silverlight. So for Aeropract, much like these 2 that you just saw, we're going to have Dennis Long or Mary Dietrich on that one. The Autogyro, that's going to be Jimmy from Wild Adventures that is going to be flying the gray Autogyro Cavalon. They're in LP25. LP31, Booth 31, that's Bathawk, and that's a really nice looking aircraft that's got this bubble canopy on there. Protects the pilot quite a bit. And that'll be Gary Shatowitz that is flying the white Bathawk. And then also an LP16 Evolution aircraft. It's going to be Larry Mednick. And then Autogyro is going to be flying the deep blue or navy colored. That's Autogyro LP25. And then LP3 will also be Silverlight Aviation in the AR1. And that is the gray or graphite colored one. And that'll be Gary Spicola. Gary Spicola. So there you have it, the manufacturer's demonstration lineup here for Paradise City on Friday. Aeropract A32 Vixen, and it looks like Andy Humphreys and Mary Dietrich. Before you do anything, get your waiver band. If you want to do any ride hopping at all, 11:30. If you want to do ride hopping, first you must have the purple waiver band. You can get that at the headquarters tent right behind us, but you must have the purple waiver band to even talk to them about getting a ride hop. So that's the purple waiver band. You can get that. Doesn't cost anything. But you have to do that at the headquarters tent right behind us. So we have a number of the exhibitors going to demonstrate their products here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. That'll be Silver Light Aviation, Bat Hawk, Evolution, and Aeropract, as well as Bat Hawk. So we've got a nice lineup for the manufacturer's demonstration, especially now that the weather has turned nice. It was pretty bad. Pretty bad before, but it's getting a lot better. Rev X?
That's the Rev X.
Okay. If you want to write...
Now, don't forget, that Rev X doesn't go just 60. It goes 80.
Yeah, that's why I've been saying 80 on that one.
I think you said 60 the day I was saying.
Oh, okay. I've been correct.
Because that's the regular Rev X.
Gotcha. But that's got the faster wing.
That's got the faster wing.
Okay. And...
Now, that plane, because it's a Rev X, it's got the faster wing, it's got aircraft tires, so you can land on pavement.
During the demo, you can have somebody up here with us. Yeah, have somebody come up.
Yeah, I'll have
Like
Amy.
Amy will be good.
Should be taking the picture.
Well, somebody. All right, we're here at Paradise City, Sun and Fun 2022, and I just see some cadets just came up from the Civil Air Patrol, and who's in charge? All right, so tell us who you are and what you're doing.
So we are Civil Air Patrol. We are currently a U.S. Air Force Auxiliary program for teenagers aged 12 to 21. Our main missions are emergency services, aerospace education, and cadet programs. We get to do a lot of events like this. We get to staff air shows. We get to fly. We can actually get our pilot's license through this program. And we get to wear the Air Force uniform and represent the Air Force as well, sir.
Excellent, and I have that near and dear to my heart because I'm former Air Force myself.
Thank you for serving, sir.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. I hope to go Air Force as well, so my whole plan is to be a B-2 pilot. So I'm going to the U.S. Air Force Academy, so I definitely need to be the top of the top to do that.
No doubt about it, and keep your nose clean and do what you're supposed to do. And you guys have the cab on there. What is this?
The cab, I'm currently from Georgia, so I came down here just to staff this wonderful event. I love Sun and Fun, so I came down here to staff. I'm having a great time, but Georgia, I'm a Georgia boy, born and raised.
I understand. I lived in Lawrenceville for a while, and go Dogs, by the way.
Yes, sir. Go Dogs.
That's right. So the rest of the folks here, where are they from?
All of them are from Florida. You can go around and ask each of them where they're from, but most of them are from Florida.
Excellent. So we're going to go through. We're going to ask everybody what your name is and how old you are and where you're from.
I am Cadet Staff Sergeant Dewey. I am from the Wesley Chapel Squadron, and I'm 15.
Hello, sir. I am Cadet Senior Airman Anderson, and I am from the Zephyr Hills Cadet Squadron, and I'm 15.
Good afternoon. I'm Staff Sergeant St. Pierre. I'm from Hernando County Composite Squadron, and I'm 14.
Good afternoon. My name is Staff Sergeant Betancourt. I am from Coral Springs Cadet Squadron, and I am 15.
Good afternoon. I'm Cadet Senior Airman Hoff. I am from Florida, Orlando Squadron.
My name is Cadet Eli Nin, and I'm from the Marion County Composite Squadron.
My name is Airman First Class Campbell. I'm from Kissimmee Squadron, and I'm 13.
Excellent. One thing is for sure about Civil Air Patrol is youth in aviation. That is the heart and soul of where we're trying to get. If you look around here at Sun and Fun, most of the folks have gray beards like I do. And to be young and in aviation is a great thing. Our son PJ started flying when he was 14. So much like y'all, he's interested in aviation. And I do believe that when you're young in aviation, you get to mature in the correct way so that you know what's important in life and all that. What type of, you said B1 pilot, B2 pilot, sorry, and what particular are you interested on aviation?
I am interested in the C-130 most of all.
C-17.
Fighter jets, sir. Yes, Staff 22.
I like fighter jets as well, so.
Fighter jets, there you go.
I like fighter jets too.
C-17.
C-17.
Cargo aircraft, sir.
Oh, I already went, sir.
Oh, you already went. Yeah, MAC was big when I was in the Air Force, Military Airlift Command. They were quite active. Pardon? Mobility, that's right. And I see Lieutenant Langford here. Tell us a little something about what's going on here.
So we are here for Sun and Fun. Yeah, marshaling, essentially parked the aircraft. We detail where people can and cannot go throughout the whole air show. We assist with those members who volunteer here with the Sun and Fun. We have a booth in one of the hangars where you can learn more about Civil Air Patrol if you or your child wants to join, and some of the benefits within. And essentially, it's a learning experience for all of us who are attending all week long this week until Sunday about the various aspects, things you can learn in Civil Air Patrol if you want to join, how to promote, etc.
Excellent. And if somebody was interested in Civil Air Patrol, how would they get involved? It's a great thing. If you're a parent and you want to get your kids involved, or if you're a youngster and you want to get involved, how would they do that?
Well, the easy way is you can talk to one of the members who are here, or go online to gocivilairpatrol.com. You put in your zip code, and it'll tell you exactly where the closest squadron to you is.
Getting Ricky to take a picture here for us. So I see that you have the pink band. Does that mean that you're basically the in charge?
That too, but this is my flight, so most of us have pink bands. We just ran out of duct tape, so we don't have any more pink. So these cadets that you see that don't have pink on them just got moved back to my flight, so they don't have anything to identify themselves as part of my flight.
Oh, I got you.
Color coordination.
Color coordination.
You know, it's what flight you're with.
Understand. Makes it a little better. Pardon? Bravo flight. Bravo flight. There you go. Bravo flight. All right.
Bravo. Bravo.
Bravo.
Oh, there you go. I really enjoyed my time in the Air Force. I went in 1978 and got out in 83, and it was by far the best time of my life as far as education, learning skills. I went in communication electronics, and I had the best job when I got out designing the cellular telephone systems for Bell South Mobility and Bell South International. So I encourage everybody, especially you kids there, and I can say that because I'm over 60 and you guys are all under 20, that for the most part, everybody here. Well, I was pointing at the kids here.
On that side, yeah.
That side. How old are you?
39.
39. Yeah, you're still a kid. You have no. You do have a little bit of gray. What happened?
Both these sides. Can you believe that?
What's up with that?
Apparently, age has its downfalls.
Yes, it does. So anyway, I just say, really, it is a great opportunity for parents and for youngsters to get into Civil Air Patrol. It's a great opportunity to not only learn skills, but to find out what you're truly interested in, because in life here, you've got endless possibilities, but until you decide what you really want to pursue, you don't know. So check it all out and study hard, and that way the whole world is open to you. Any last thing you want to say, Lieutenant Langford?
Well, again, if anybody is interested in joining, either talk to one of the Civil Air Patrol members here, or go online to gocivilairpatrol.com, put your zip code in there. That'll tell you the closest squadron to you regardless of what state you're in. And there's even some out of country as well, Japan and Cuba. Mm-hmm. They're all over.
So that's GoCivilAirPatrol.com. GoCivilAirPatrol.com. And I appreciate all of you coming out, and I appreciate you guys getting into this because it is one of the stepping stones, one of the finer stepping stones to a great career. Thank you very much, Civil Air Patrol. Bravo!
Thank you, sir!
Good. Have fun, everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. That's what I'm talking about. Youth in aviation here, folks. That's really what's going to make things happen. Youth in aviation. And we've got, I don't know who the pilot is in this one. We'll find out for you, though. And it's a Carbon Cub. Carbon Cub. Yellow Carbon Cub with a nice black stripe on it. He's an incoming. Haven't seen him here before, but we'll try to identify who the pilot is in that particular Carbon Cub. Hold on just a second. So that's the air cam. Just talk off. Individual in a red shirt. He's a little shy. He didn't want to get on the microphone. But he was asking what gyro planes are going to fly. And I'll read that list off for you again here. But I know it's going to be the Silverlight Aviation LP3. And that would be Gary Spicola in the AR-1, the American Ranger. We'll also have Bob Snyder in the Autogyro. And that will be the Cavalon, the gray Cavalon. In fact, I think that's the Cavalon right there. Hold on a minute. Yep, that's the Cavalon. Autogyro Cavalon. That's Bob Snyder right there. 912 engine. Fantastic climb rate. You'll see him pull up right there. Look at that. There he goes. Bob Snyder in the Cavalon. And I believe they're in LP3. I'll go check that out. But not only that, but Evolution Aircraft will be flying. Aeropract will be flying in the manufacturer showcase. Manufacturer demonstration. Okay, now this one is another Autogyro. This blue one is piloted by a different individual. I've got his name written down here. I'll go get it. Well, I was going to do the exhibition, the manufacturer demo sheet. Oh, you are good. 11:45. Very good. So 11:45 to 12:45 today will be the manufacturer's, thank you, demonstration. We will have, hey Paul, we'll have the Aeropract, and that'll be Dennis Long, and he'll probably be flying either the orange Vixen. One.
Bob's in the blue.
In the blue ones. Oh, so they've traded off.
Well,
Jimmy's
the whole time?
You said that earlier.
you
You said that early.
I'm sorry.
You said
Hey,
that earlier.
now during the demonstration, come up and talk with us. Well, then do me a favor.
Nobody can talk like me, no.
Actually, I understand you very well.
See, look, you've been saying it right till just now.
Jimmy McCowan in the gray, Bob Snyder in the blue. Okay, if there's any additional information that you want me to say, you can come up here and whisper in my ear, or send somebody. It depends how close you are, and if you give me a wet willy while you're doing it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, look out now.
from Baton Rouge. We used to, when I was working in Baton Rouge, we used to have a place called Leo's on the Levee. Real famous restaurant. Leo's on the Levee in Baton Rouge. Well, and it was back home. It was like, that was like 30 plus years ago.
Yes, sir. Hey, look. I flew my MTO Sport to Oshkosh 2018, I think. I got first run of the
This is the A22, Aeropract A22, magenta colored. I called it salmon. I called it pink. No, it's magenta. That's magenta, everybody. And Aeropract is an LP26. So I just want to make sure everybody knows on that Cavalon, the Autogyro Cavalon, it's Jimmy McCowan that's flying the gray Cavalon, and it's Bob Snyder flying the blue Cavalon. And hopefully we can keep them straight up here because I'm a little tough on telling people when they got a helmet and everything else on. Thank you. Make sure somebody comes up to help me, okay? Well, he doesn't have, he's got socks on, so he's not. Mostly. I've been in some really high-polluting meetings, and the guys don't have any socks at all. Okay, this is going to be one of the auto gyros here, and it looks like that's going to be the Jimmy. That is Jimmy McCowan in the gray Cavalon, and Jimmy is with Wild Adventures. Jimmy's Wild Adventures in Auto Gyro Cavalon, and that's LP25. The Stoll demonstration will commence at 6:30 here. That's the Husky National Stoll demonstration. That'll start at 6:30. And, of course, Steve Henry will be here. He's fixed his airplane. His wheel fell off the other day. He's fixed it. He's gotten the text to okay it and check him off. He was actually ready yesterday, but we had some severe storms come through, as you probably know. And now that that's all cleared up, we've got excellent flying conditions here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. We've got I'll go check the speed, but it's a north-northwest wind. And if I had to guess, I'd say 8 or 9 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour, gusting 13. So it's very, very favorable conditions. And here's the air cam again. This air cam. I keep forgetting who's flying that. He wrote it down. Mitch Pennington flying that air cam. And that's a beautiful black with blue and silver trim. So that's Mitch Pennington. Everybody wave at Mitch. Hey, Mitch. Mitch Pennington in the air cam. Aircraft designed by Phil Lockwood. And had input from National Geographic so they can do aerial photography. Everybody used to get National Geographic magazine. We don't do it anymore. At least everything's online, it seems. The paper's going away. So today at 11:45 to 12:45, we've got Aeropract, Auto Gyro, Bad Hawk, Evolution, Auto Gyro, and Silverlight all participating in the manufacturer's demonstration right here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. And anybody in this area, you kids here, if you want to smile and wave to the camera, because we're also broadcasting this live on the internet through various Facebook and YouTube channels, as well as the audio is going out on ATC Live. I see several people getting up and running. Maybe they're not supposed to be here. Maybe their parole officer would recognize them for not being in the state they're supposed to be in. I don't know. I'm just saying, for a friend. Boo. Boo. Well, I had to get special permission to be here myself. No, I didn't. I'm just joking. I live about 100 miles south of here. I always say that don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? if you're trying to entertain and all that, just keep it going, right? So we've got Aeropract in LP26 that's going to be flying, and I think it's going to be Dennis Long in either the orange A32 Vixen or the A22 Foxbat, and they're right there in LP26. Also, we're going to have Auto Gyro. That's Bob Snyder or Jimmy in Jimmy's Wild Adventures, and that'll be in the gray. I guess that's the gray Cavalon that he'll be flying in the manufacturer demonstration today. And then, of course, we've got Gary Shatowitz in the Bad Hawk, and that's LP31. And when you see the Bad Hawk, it's quite unusual. This is going to be Bob Snyder in the deep blue Cavalon right there. The Auto Gyro Cavalon, they're an LP25, and that's a really good-looking machine. It's got aircraft appointed upholstery, fully adjustable seats, lots of glass, lots of very, very good unparalleled visibility, and increased tail section. So you've got some very, very good stability and predictability in gyros. Now, gyros are much able to withstand the rotor and things like that. Here is American Ranger. This is going to be Gary Spicola and the American Ranger AR1. The American Ranger AR1 and the American Ranger, they're Silverlight Aviation, and they're going to be in booth 3, LP3. It's warming up nicely. It actually feels wonderful now. I've shed my sweatshirt. Sun shining, blue sky, just a few puffy clouds here and there. Should be beautiful, beautiful weather for the Husky Stoll National demonstration that will commence at 6:30 today. And I expect a full field of pilots and aircraft going to be doing that. Quite a few of the Just Aircraft. There's Steve Henry's aircraft Highlander. There's some Just Aircraft Super Stolls, Carbon Cub, and some others. I don't have the list in front of me, but you'll see a full field of pilots and some exceptional piloting skills on display here at Paradise City. What's your name, sir? Joe. You want to say something? Yeah, you do. Absolutely nothing. Joe says he has nothing to say. Do you guys believe that? No. See, nobody believes that, Joe. Joe's walking away. Is that a space launch? And who's on? What's your name, sir?
James Ball.
And James, what do you want to say?
That was the space launch from Cape Canaveral, the private space launch that they just...
SpaceX?
Well, Falcon 9, that's it.
The Falcon 9. So we're being told by James Ball from Continental Aerospace Technologies that was a SpaceX launch, and we can see that to our kind of like southeast over there.
East, yeah, out of Cape Canaveral, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we could have watched 4 astronauts.
Yep. Yeah, they're on their way to the space station. Yep.
They're going up to the International Space Station. Well, I appreciate that, James Ball from Continental Aerospace Technologies. Now, do you guys have an exhibitor booth here?
Oh, yeah, over in Hangar D.
Hangar D. And what's the number at Hangar D?
D29, I believe.
D29. I hate to put you on the spot, but I'm going to ask you, what does Continental Aerospace Technologies offer to the general public?
Oh, we manufacture piston aircraft engines, 4- and 6-cylinder aircraft engines, and experimental aircraft engines.
And where are you guys based?
Mobile, Alabama.
All right, Mobile, Alabama. We've got people from all over the world here, and Mobile, Alabama is represented by Continental Aerospace Technologies. James Ball has informed us that the contrail that you see was actually a SpaceX launch with 4 astronauts heading to the ISS, the International Space Station, which is a good thing because we hear that the Russians aren't too happy about taking our guys anymore.
That's right. I think that's probably in the past for the foreseeable future.
And it's a real problem. To me personally, I think politics is a terrible thing, and it gets in the way of a lot of good fun, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I appreciate it, James Ball. Everybody check out Continental Aerospace Technologies. They're over in Hangar D. And if anybody else has an exhibitor booth over here and you want to get that out there, remember that we're live streaming this on various YouTube and Facebook channels as well as ATC Live. So folks are watching this around the world right here in beautiful, sunny Paradise City, which is Lakeland Linder Airport, Sun and Fun 2022. At least we got that. That's true. 4 people. They are. So I've just been informed by the peanut gallery over here. Oh, here's Bad Hawk. Going to stay and talk to me a little bit, Bad Hawk? Hold on just a second. Real quick, the contrailer we just saw was for paid folks that are paid to go up to the International Space Station for 10 days. I didn't know that. That's really neat. So you're Bad Hawk. Now, Bad Hawk, I understand, will be in the manufactured exhibition. You're in LP 31. You're not Gary, are you?
No, I'm his father, Sam.
Sam, how do you say your last name?
If you broke it at the O, Sate-O-Witz.
Satowitz. Okay, good. Satowitz. I didn't know, and I want to make sure I don't butcher it. So you're Gary's father.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it sounds you. Where? Really? Oh, I see the Bad Hawk shirts. Excellent. So tell us a little bit about the Bad Hawk. One thing that really interests me about the Bad Hawk is the canopy. It really is unique.
Well, it is actually. What happened was developed for surveillance in South Africa. They used it for rhino preservation and game viewing, and we had problem with poachers. And it's a 280-degree visibility. It's like flying in a helicopter. It's got a sort of a cruise speed of about 77 knots, and we can loiter around about 50 knots. I mean, I was over a herd of buffalo, and there was one buffalo standing up against a tree, rubbing its butt, and we could fly past and actually see that, which you can't normally see unless you're in a helicopter or something like that. So it was great fun. I mean, for me, flying this aeroplane has been a new experience. And this is Vanda, Gary's wife, and she's busy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How about you?
I am so awesome. I'm a little bit excited. My husband's about to take off, so I've got the butterflies going.
Wonderful. The Bad Hawk.
Yeah.
What are the specifications? You have that specifications? Here's the specifications for the Bad Hawk, if I can borrow that for a minute. The Bad Hawk has a 100 horsepower, 4-cylinder, 4-stroke. It Rotex 912, and it cruises at 77 knots, stall speed of 36. The VNE is 92 knots, and it is empty weight of 573 pounds. That's quite light, really. That's very light.
Total all-up weight of 1,200 pounds. So we got about 600 pounds of load. Fuel, 2 pilots, and a bit of baggage on the back.
That's really something. And the Bad Hawk, like you're saying, is developed in South Africa. And, oh, there's even more goodies there. Did you give my lovely wife a copy of this? Oh, she would love this because my lovely wife Donna up there with the gray sweater on. Hey, Donna. She's talking to the other folks up there. But she's the producer here. She's the one that gives me the information to try to make this silly individual sound halfway intelligent. So the Bad Hawk's been designed and developed in South Africa primarily for surveillance and conservation. As we just heard, he was flying around with the 260-degree visibility. He saw a rhino scratching his behind, and not only was it very, very nice for you, but I'm sure it was enjoyable for the rhino as well. So this aircraft was supplied and ready to fly components with the ASTM specifications, build standard regulations, as well as the South African Civil Aviation Type Approval. It features strut bracing, high wing, 2 seats, and side-by-side configuration open cockpit, as he just said, 260-degree visibility, fixed tricycle landing gear, and a single Rotex engine in tractor configuration. You just said it was 912, correct? The 912. It also has a performance of the Bad Hawk has multiple options, which include widely acclaimed and nothing short of sensational. The big demand for this aircraft is surveillance and conservation industries. The Bat Hawk's propeller up and out of the way reduces the risk of damage to grass, sticks, and stones and sand, making it truly a bush plane. The Bat Hawk's cockpit is very similar to that of a helicopter with, as he just said, excellent forward visibility as well as both sides, and that's 260 degrees, which is really, really nice. The Bat Hawk's airframe is strong and durable, allowing it to be used in many roles. With a second seat available to take significant loads, a number of Bat Hawks are been adapted for use in a wide variety of applications such as game preserve, fence checking, radio telemetry, chemical immobilization of animals, anti-poaching, follow-up patrols, patrolling rivers, and gathering valuable data on crocodiles at the Kruger Scientific Park, the Kruger Park. Wonderful. And this is a little bit different.
Yeah, this is a continuation.
Okay.
We've used it for
Aerial topography, spraying, photography, water point monitoring, things like that. And the Bat Hawk here is a high-wing monoplane with a crew of two seated side by side in the underslung tubular frame structure surrounded by a glass fiber composite fairing. Crew members are protected by the weather by a large wraparound windshield, propeller and the engine mounted in tractor position. Yep, same thing. So this is good. If you could please give my wife, and just lay it up there, you hand it to her, she'll make a copy and give you back the originals. That way I can continue to say it. Now, during your demonstration, during the manufacturer demonstration, will one of you all be up here to talk?
I mean, what time is the demonstration?
The demonstration will be 11:45 to 12:45. I have you down as number 1, 2, 3. You're number 3.
Number 3, so that'll be probably 15, 20 minutes after 11:45.
Probably so. The Aeropract is going to go before you, and the Auto Gyro that Bob Snyder will be flying. So your son will be actually flying. Gary's going to be flying?
Gary will be flying, yes.
Say the last name again?
Sidovitz.
Satovitz. Satovitz. Okay, I just got to make sure I say it right because I don't want to butcher your name. Satovitz.
That's right. That's correct.
And you're the father.
Absolutely.
And you're the mother.
That I am, yes. I'm Pat.
You look like a lovely lady. You're the nice one of the bunch, aren't you?
Definitely. They're all lovely.
They're all lovely. And grandchild?
Grandchildren.
Grandchildren. Oh, the big guy, too. Come and say hi. Now, remember, if you come down right here and you stand about here, you're also going to be broadcast. Yes, please. Broadcast on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to say hi to somebody out on Facebook, YouTube, and all that, just look up the top. You can see cameras up there. What's your name, and who do you want to say hi to?
I'm Raphael. And maybe my grandmother in Portugal. Yeah. How's it, Papa? Yeah. This is my sister.
Hello. I'm Ivana. I don't really know who I want to say hi to. Hi, Zach. He's in Australia. Oh, yeah, and then I have my sister, Mila, and she lives in San Francisco. Rafa could say.
In fact, hold on just a minute. I think that we've got a list here.
Right. So we have a big list. We have people across the country. We have everybody in South Africa and the Bat Hawk community there. We want to say hello. We want to say hello to our son in Australia, who's part of the Bat Hawk family gangbang, and Mila and Garrett, my sister Chrissy in London, Portugal, and obviously our big team out in Atlanta, Sandy Springs, Cafe Am, have sponsored this good vibe. Yeah.
There you go. That's the Bat Hawk crew right here at Paradise City 2022. And we're going to be watching the Bat Hawk. Gary's going to be flying the Bat Hawk right here. He'll be the third one in the manufacturer demo. It's going to go from 11:45 to 12:45 right here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. And we thank you guys for coming out. And during the demonstration, please come and talk with me so that we can make sure that we don't miss any of the fabulous specifics or specifications of Bat Hawk, developed in South Africa primarily for observation and it's anti-poaching. Make sure that everything's good. This is the air cam here. The air cam is another one for air surveillance and aerial photography. Twin Rotax engines. Very, very good visibility. Obviously, no canopy to speak of. Small windshields on there so that they can take photography. This is pretty much designed by Phil Lockwood, and it was National Geographic that gave the specifications. They wanted to be low and slow with excellent visibility for photography. So that was the specifications. And Phil Lockwood, of course, is well known here. Phil Lockwood did 2 forums here at Paradise City. On Tuesday, he had a 10:30 forum for 2-strand tips. And then yesterday, Phil Lockwood is here at 10:30 on a forum for 4-stroke maintenance. So if anybody had Rotax engines that needed some information or tips, then Phil Lockwood was available right here, Paradise City, Sun and Fun 2022, to do the forums. So let me, yes? 11:45. Well, the Aeropack hasn't taken off yet, so. It'll be the see that orange Aeropack over there? It's either the orange or the pink. One of those two will be fine. Excellent. Let me get some water. You're welcome. Thank you very much. That's the Bathawk family, a lovely family from South Africa. They've got all kinds of good information there. I'm going to say hi to Jim Stevenson here. He's eating a sausage egg biscuit, so I'm not going to ask him to say anything right now. That's a terrible thing to do to somebody when they're eating an excellent egg and sausage biscuit. I wish I had an egg and sausage biscuit for breakfast. I didn't get one of those. But Jim's special, and he got a Burger King egg and sausage biscuit with love. No, I'm good. I'm just joking around. So here at Sun and Fun, Paradise City 2022, we've got a number of activities going on. In fact, let me get the forum schedule for you. At 12 o'clock is going to be and I just dropped my sheet. The wind is still strong enough to blow the papers off the table. I set it down. I'm going to have to go get it. And I'll let you know what forums are available here, the educational opportunities here at Paradise City. So at 12 o'clock, auto gyro flying, Bob Snyder, LP25, and that's in the forum tent. And then at 1:30, this is going to be a good one, Sun and Fun management team. The outgoing CEO of Sun and Fun, John Lehoutz, we always call him Lights, and Gary Friedel, the director, or the chairman, I should say, for Paradise City, this side. They're going to have a forum at 1:30 to discuss our past Sun and Fun and where we're going. And then at 3 o'clock, it's going to be a discussion with 4 wheels versus 3 on powered paragliders. What's better? Also general powered paragliding discussion with Dan Feldman from Dragon PPG and LP21. And I understand Eric DeFore will probably be with him. He is a well-known PPG pilot in the industry. On Saturday, it's going to be Beaverborn and LP19 AirTech, and that will be the technical side of the Quicksilver. At 12 o'clock, it will be Drone and You, what you need to know about drones. And that will be Michael Den Hertog from Florida Drone Supply. And then at 1:30, it'll be Youth in Aviation, and that's the Lakeland Aero Club, and that will be Aaron Yichya from the Lakeland Aero Club. At 3 o'clock will be Short Takeoff and Landing, CC Melanie Popcock, and the demonstration on Saturday, I believe, will start at 6 o'clock. I think today my wife just told me it starts at 6:30. So we've got a number of excellent manufacturers that'll be represented in the manufacturers demonstration here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. And we're looking forward to that start. It's going to be at 11:45. Time is now 11:46, so it should be starting any minute. We've got 7 miles an hour, gusting to 11, and that's out of the northwest. So life is good. Got some good news here from the aviation community. I know it's a private airport, but myself and a number of individuals actually have permission to use that airport from the owners. But we're just told that Lake Susie Airport, down about 100 miles south here in Port Charlotte, Florida, it was going to be purchased, and we found out it were non-aviation people, so they nixed the sale, and we are so happy about that. Lake Susie Airport's a great airport. And what's your name and where are you from, sir?
Doug Sherman, Tecumseh, Michigan.
There you go. Now, is that four-cycle Tecumseh engine originate from there?
Yes, it did, but long gone.
It is long gone, but it was a good one.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, but no longer.
So what are you flying?
912 power chute.
Power chute. I like power chute. That's a great PPC, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Best out there. Might be the only one almost.
Well, I tell you what, it's a really, really good one, and I don't see power chute on our manufacturer demonstration today.
I don't know about that, but they're over there.
Are we going to see the Airwolf flying some?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's been windy, but I really like the Airwolf. That's a nice-looking machine. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had an Airwolf, but I got to talk to my CFO, the Chief Financial Officer over here. She's got a beautiful smile, but the purse strings are tight.
Yes, I'll work on her for you.
I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. That's great news that Lake Susie Airport is off the market. We really love having these private, small airports there. And that runway is 2,600-foot grass strip, which is an amazing, amazing airstrip. It's only about 1 mile north of the highway of I-75 there. And Port Charlotte, with beautiful. You take off and all you see is a lot of sand and water. It's just absolutely gorgeous there. Here's the air cam again. Mitch Pennington flying the air cam. Mitch Pennington flying the air cam. Yep, Manufacturer Showcase should start at any minute. We've been waiting for that. We've got quite the lineup. We've got Aeropract, which is going to be Dennis Long, LP26, and that'll be the orange or magenta. If it's the orange, it's going to be the A32 Vixen. If it's the magenta or pink for those that are color challenged, that is going to be the A22. After that, it'll be Jimmy in the Wild Adventures Auto Gyro in booth LP25, and that'll be the gray Cavalon. After that, we'll have the Bad Hawk. Yay, Bad Hawk. Let's hear it, Bad Hawk. Yay, Bad Hawk. And we'll have Gary flying the Bad Hawk. They're out of South Africa. They're in LP31. Go see them. Great folks. And then after that will be LP16 Evolution Aircraft, and that will be Larry Mednick flying the Revo, I believe, or the Rev X. I think it was the Rev X, he said. I've got it written down on another piece of paper. We'll make sure of that. And then after that will be LP25 Auto Gyro, and that'll be Bob Snyder in the Auto Gyro Cavalon. And then, of course, followed up by LP3 Silverlight Aviation. So here we go. This is going to be Evolution Aircraft here. This is the Rival X. And that's the Bumblebee, the yellow Bumblebee. And I've got the specifications for that over here. The Bumblebee. Yep, apparently they're going first.
That doesn't mean anything. That's just how they sign on.
Yeah. Thank you. This is going to be Evolution Aircraft LP-16. Evolution Aircraft LP-16. Hold on a second. And that aircraft itself is the Bumblebee. That's going to be the big gust of wind is blowing us away over here. Had to make a
Yeah, the actual people who are selling the aircraft, and before you can go on a flight, you have to have this purple band, a waiver that you can get right there in that big white tent.
And this is the Revo LT. The Revo LT, it provides a very cost-effective and safe approach to two-seat flying in the recreational aviation market for those who like to fly low and slow. It has a choice of very docile wings, and it's a great way for anyone to get started in two-place aviation without the high cost and hurdles and of the other complex sport aircraft. The Revo LT comes standard with a no front strut, an 18.7 gallon fuel tank, 21-inch tires, Fox charged shocks, and dual caliper hydraulic brakes. The Earth X lithium aircraft battery, stainless steel exhaust and brake lines, and a 15-meter single surface wing. Its available options include the Rival X, a 14-meter double surface wing, electric in-flight speed trim, instructor package, a BRS parachute, the Revo Light Sport aircraft seating tandem. It's 600 pounds, and it has an 18-gallon tank, so it can really go a long way. It is a purpose-built open-air STOL trike. It is a new concept in the trike industry with a central mast design. The design increases structural strength and eliminates the need for a front strut, giving the pilot an unobstructed view. The Revo LT is at home at a local airport or kept in a trailer folded up. Because the aircraft also folds up in under 10 minutes, it only needs a few hundred feet of unobstructed level ground to take off and land, as airports are very optional. Visibility is second to none with unobstructed view from the front and rear seat. It's got stadium seating, so the back seat is slightly above the front seat so that you can definitely see over them. Gauges are also positioned between the pilot's legs, so that also removes that from the view. The starting price on that is only $85,000. So you can see Revo Evolution Aircraft at booth 16. So I don't think that the manufactured demonstrations actually started. If it had, they would have closed the runway and allowed only that one aircraft to go back and forth, and we just didn't see that happen just yet. And we've got Rex Ben-Gurion here. Rex, tell us a little about what you fly while we're waiting for the folks to come back. Tell us what you fly in Colorado.
Well, I decided to go with a four-stroke fuel-injected Terry Lutke Falcon four-stroke. It's his manufacturing up in Dorr, Wisconsin, and it's just a good, reliable machine that always starts. And I fly at altitude, so I do have to have a decent wing with that low horsepower, but I've got the combination dialed in now, so I just fly that 28 horsepower Falcon four-stroke with a 38 Mac Para Charger trike canopy and or a Dudac Cabrio 42, which is a tandem.
Now, Rex, you just said that you fly at altitude. There's a lot of people that don't know what that means. Down here in Florida, we're near sea level or at sea level. So when somebody says they fly at altitude, what does that really mean?
Well, that means that you either need a bigger wing or you need more horsepower, because to take off at 7,000 feet, I either need more runway, a bigger wing, more runway, or more horsepower. One of the three things has to happen. Down here at sea level, we can get off the ground much, much quicker. with less horsepower, because up in Colorado, thin air. So it does make a difference.
So I know that if you fly at Pikes Peak Club, for example, you actually are able to take off. You actually get a merit badge for taking off at that high altitude. Isn't that true?
Yeah, there's a couple of pilots in Colorado. We do have some takeoffs at 8,500 feet. I think Bubba Peters, his ranch is almost 9,000 foot elevation. Yeah, we do get a patch and a merit badge if we manage to take off at that elevation.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. It is Bubba Peters that conveys that big thing. Now here in Florida, because we don't do altitude, we have a thing called gator tipping, which is crazy. I don't recommend it. But the gator tipping merit badge is where you fly a powered paraglider, foot launch, and you go down and you touch the back of the alligator when he's laying in the swamp. And, you get a badge for that. I personally think that you should be checking into a CAT scan if you're going to do that. And CAT scan is a brain scan, for those that don't know. It really is a kind of a crazy thing to do. What do you think about that, Rex? Do you have a gator tipping merit badge?
No, sir. That would be something I would be steering clear from. You know, you got to watch the movie Risk and Reward. And then again, you got to weigh out the options. If you got a problem over the swamp, not someplace I want to go down. So, no, I'm not a gator tipper. Not at all.
That's for sure. And we see right now, the Evolution aircraft, Revo LT, coming by. They'll be landing. And the Revolution LT provides a very cost-effective and safe approach for the two-seat flying in the recreational aviation market who like to fly low and slow with the choice of very docile wings without the high price of some of the other light sport aircraft. And you can see the rotor got him there a little bit and caused him to get squirrely. But if you think about it, when the wind is coming across the runway like this, it makes it a little more difficult. It takes good pilot skills to do it, and obviously he's handling it. The Revo LT comes with an 18.7 gallon tank, so you can go a long way, and it actually flies from 60 to 100 miles an hour, so you can really get up and go. And it's about $85,000 starting price, maybe a little bit more than that. So, Rex, have you flown the Revo LT before?
No, sir. I'm not familiar with that. I have not flown. It looks like an interesting aircraft. Looks like something very sporty and fun.
No doubt about it. And in fact, the Revo LT and the other weight shift trikes like that, you can fly them in a lot more turbulence than you can the powered paragliders. Powered paragliders, powered parachutes, about 10, 12 mile an hour is all you really want to fly in. But the gyrocopters, like you will see from Silverlight Aviation, that's the American Ranger AR-1, or the auto gyro that Bob Snyder's been flying. He's been flying the Cavalon, and those can really handle a lot of turbulent air because of the high wing loading. And it's going to be even more difficult at altitude, as Rex says, to fly anything like that. You're going to have a lot bigger wing. So down here at sea level, are you flying a smaller wing than your 38 that you fly up?
Yes, sir. I'd be going down to my smallest wing, which is a APCO 33 XL thrust. Yeah, just that's my smallest wing that I have. For my Falcon is heavy. It's barely FAR 103.
So he's flying the Terry Lukey Falcon Flyer, and the Falcon Flyer typically weighs in like 220 pounds. Now, to be a FAR 103 aircraft, you have to be under 254 pounds, less than 5 gallons of gas, fly in only daylight hours, and you cannot be a hazard to any person or property, and primarily fly in G and E airspace, right, Rex?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
So we have a lot of liberties and in flying the FAR 103 ultralight class. But, of course, you need to be checking in if you're going to fly in any of the restricted airspaces. Obviously, Class A starts at 18,000 feet, and we're not going to get there, are we? No.
I've gotten close in Colorado.
You've gotten close?
Yeah, going over Mount Princeton or Mount Harvard. Those are 14ers. So if I'm hovering over those, I'm right at probably the 15.2, 15.5, and that's about as high as I've gone.
Now, did you have supplemental oxygen?
No, I just didn't stay up there very long.
I'd say not. That's the air gets pretty thin, anything over 10,000 So, and it gets cold too, doesn't it, Rex? It's usually
It
about
does, yeah, the temperature changes dramatically.
3.5 degrees colder per 1,000 feet, so it makes it very, very difficult. Now, the Terry Lukey Falcon Flyer, I actually have one of those as well in our hangar, and it's a great engine on there. You have the Generac also?
Yes, sir. Aren't you still using that for training, or don't you still use that Falcon?
I still use it, but I actually retired from active training on Christmas Day. Thank you very much.
Okay, he was my coach and trainer, Planet PPG, an outstanding pilot with a tremendous amount of knowledge, and I couldn't have been trained on my trike. Actually, he made me, with my synthetic hip, he made me run and launch and kite and, yeah, all that stuff first. But, yeah, he got me up in the air.
So, Rex, you've been flying for a while now, and I know that I don't even remember how long ago it was. How long ago was it that you learned?
Well, I purchased that from Terry. It must have been around 2015.
2015.
Reverb. Okay.
Yeah. So 2015 is when you learned. Wow, that's been a few years ago. So how many flights would you say you've had now?
2022, I'm averaging, now that I have my own property where I can launch every morning if the weather's good, I really enjoy
He's counting
that.
on his fingers and toes right now, everybody.
So I'm not, I would say I'm averaging 20 to 30 flights a summer. You don't fly in Colorado in the winter.
That's true. And what, an hour of flight, 20 minutes of flight? What
averaging 35 to 45 minutes of flight.
35 to 45 minutes. Now, most of the Terry Lukey PPGs that are out there, they have a 5-gallon tank. I would imagine you also have a 5-gallon tank. That is the maximum allowed by the FAA when you look at the FAR 103 rules. The FAR 103s are very clear. Less than 5 gallons of gas. You fly only in daylight hours. If you have a strobe light visible for 3 nautical miles, you can fly 30 minutes before sunrise, 30 minutes after sunset. And you cannot be a collision hazard to any other aircraft. You have to give the right-of-way to powered aircraft. You have to give the right-of-way to unpowered aircraft. So as you can tell, there's a lot of things going on with the rights. We have to basically stay out of their way. But with a 20-mile-an-hour airspeed, we don't have the maneuverability to get out of their way or the speed. So the best thing to do is just stay out of their way to begin with. And I'm going to have to check with the Air Ops folks and find out why this manufacturer's demonstration hasn't started yet. We would have expected it had. There's a full roster of individuals, and especially the Bat Hawk. We've got a large cheering section for the Bat Hawk here in LP31 from South Africa. We're definitely waiting for that one. And as soon as it gets going, we'll be letting you know everything there is about it. Does anybody have any questions today about what you've seen, about Stoll, about any of these aircraft here? I won't put you on the microphone if you don't want to, but you can just, if you have any questions, anything you want to know. If I don't know the answer, I'll be more than happy to find somebody that does have the answer, because I sure don't know everything. I am quite lacking in that department, but we know we can find somebody that can help you out. What's your name? Want to say something? There's a lot of folks that look knowledgeable, and they're pilots, but they don't want to speak on the microphone. What's your name, sir?
Colin.
How old are you, Colin?
13.
Did you see the Civil Air Patrol guys that were out here?
I'm not really sure.
The Civil Air Patrol is a group of high school students, basically, that get involved in aviation, and they learn all these different things. They get to go to the shows. They get to basically learn to fly. And what do you know? It's the Bat Hawk, everybody. Here we go. That sure looks like the Bat Hawk to me. Isn't that the Bat Hawk?
That is the Bat Hawk. It's just taken off. Bat Hawk is a legendary bird in South Africa that comes out at sunset, and the bats all attacks him. And that's what you just saw. The Bat Hawk taking off, getting ready to attack.
The Bat Hawk is really something else. And I'll tell you what, the Bat Hawk's designed and built in South Africa, primarily for surveillance and conservation. and it is the most affordable light sport aircraft on the market at this time. All Bat Hawks are delivered 100% complete with a Rotex 4-cylinder 100 horsepower engine installed. And who's flying that Bat Hawk?
Gary's flying it at the moment, and you can see, I think I'm not sure, he's doing it about 40 miles an hour. He's low speed cruise over what we would normally do over the terrain in the savannah. And it's with a 360 degrees view. You can see everything that's on the ground because you're flying slow enough to see what's going on.
And Gary's your son, isn't he?
That is correct, yeah. We've been flying, I started flying in 1971, and he was in the Air Force in South Africa, and he's been flying since he was 21, which would have been 1990. So, and here he comes down now for a slow speed pass. There he comes now. He's probably doing about 40 knots at the moment, sort of slow speed now. And as I say, we use this basically for observation, and it's great fun flying through the valleys and the terrain, and he's having fun at the moment.
He's having fun. Of course, it's fun to fly the Bat Hawk. Multiple roles. You can game surveillance, aerial surveillance. And, of course, the Bat Hawk's got the Rotex 100 horsepower 4-cylinder 4-stroke, cruises at 77 knots, stall speed about 36 knots, and VNE of 92. Empty weight is only 573 pounds. You can see him turning back now. It's going back east on the runway for those of you that are only listening on live ATC. So tell us.
Well, he's now doing his, looks as though, no, he's not going at full power yet. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but he's probably slowing down again to about 35 knots there, and he's cruising over. This is how we would do game patrol over the savannah, and there he climbs away again.
And how much fuel does the Bat Hawk hold?
It takes 24 gallons, and we can fly for about 5 to 6 hours on that.
Yeah, 5 to 6 hours, so you can cover a lot of territory there, especially if you're flying at 77 knots.
Correct. You know, we're coming from Atlanta to here, which took us 6 hours. We had a lot of headwind, and we got in just before the bad weather. So we had a lot of turbulence, and he was finding it a bit difficult in the turbulence. He got ahead of the storm, but he got here quite safely. But as I say, with the headwind, it took him 6 hours to get from Atlanta here.
Wow, that's not bad.
There, you can see at the moment he's doing about 35 knots. He's just hanging on the aeroplane now.
Very, very slow ground speed there. I can say you can definitely see that rhino scratching his behind like you told me earlier.
Well, yes, when I flew over the Kruger Park with it, there was a herd of rhinos below us, and there was a rhino scratching his butt against a tree. We were traveling so slowly, we could actually circle and see him doing it. It was just very interesting, where in other aircraft it would have just been gone and passed. So it's really great. We also use it there for, as I say, rhino poaching, and they do a lot of patrols there for river banks, water conservation, and lots and lots of fun. The flying down the valleys and over the waterfalls. Great, spectacular aeroplane to fly.
So I know that they can go to LP, oh, there's your wife, LP31 to check in more about the Bat Hawk. Let's see, there you go. The Bat Hawk, I'm trying to see if there's a phone number or anything. There you go. So you can make the Bat Hawk yours. That's info at Bat Hawk USA. You can call them up at 877-228-4295. That's Bat Hawk USA. Info at bathawkusa.com. And that starts just under $80,000. That's $79,500. And this is Gary. He's flying the Bat Hawk. You'll love it. The Bat Hawk is proudly South African light sport aircraft designed and built for the tough African conditions. There he's going slow. You see ground speed, very, very slow. Obviously an excellent, excellent aircraft for aerial surveillance, game preservation, water hole, all that. And this aircraft is supplied completely ready to fly and complies with the standards, the ASTM standards. It's got I'm sorry?
Because you can go solo. It's a very fun aircraft. If you're not a crop, if you don't have crops, if you don't have surveillance, if you don't have anything, but you have a desire to be a pilot, or if you have a desire to just see the nature and the beautiful, beautiful land that God created, this is the plane for you to experience what being a pilot is all about, being connected to the fresh air, the glory, all of the things that we are part of. And that up there is my husband. He's flying in the incredible, incredible experience of Sun and Fun, which gives us this incredible opportunity to be part of this beautiful, beautiful volunteer work that everybody comes and participates. So thank you so very much, Paul. You're an incredible host, and this is an incredible opportunity to just showcase this beautiful aircraft that's actually designed by a South African that loves nature and loves the conservation of what we are all drawn to save our planet, to be part of what is kind, and to be part of what is beautiful. And that's what this plane's about. It saves more animals and more things that bring us peace. So it's just an incredible opportunity. So thank you. Back to you.
And the LSA Bat Hawk, and it is a conventional 3-axis light sport aircraft. The Bat Hawk does not rely on weight shift at all to affect control. Twin seats are positioned side by side for full dual control, and both crew members are well protected from the weather by an aerodynamic fiberglass pod and a large wraparound windshield. Check that windshield out, everybody. It's beautiful, and you know that they are well protected inside that bubble there. Looks nice. Very, very nice. And he greased that landing perfectly. His wife is very happy. And the performance of the Bat Hawk and its multiple options been widely acclaimed as nothing short of sensational. They're an LP31. That's bathawkusa.com. Info at bathawkusa.com. And you can call them up at 877-228-4295. Bat Hawk USA. Yay, Gary. All right, Gary. There you go, Bat Hawk. And next we have Phil Mednick talking about Evolution aircraft.
This is a category of aircraft. This is weight shift control. It's kind of like a hang glider with a motorcycle under it. This is our Rev XS. It's a single seat aircraft. It's got a double surface wing. Goes about 80 miles per hour. Holds 10 gallons of fuel. It's got the Rotax 582 engine on it. And it's extremely agile, as you'll see. It goes really fast when you want to go fast. And then you'll see how it goes really slow when you want to go slow when he turns it around and does his slope pass. But we make this also in a two-place aircraft called the Revolt. So with the Revolt, it looks pretty similar but much bigger. And there's actually a place for two people to sit in it. But this little one here has an 11 square meter wing, and it also comes in an ultralight version. So with an ultralight, you would get the same aircraft, a little bit bigger wing, a little bit smaller engine, a lot less price, and you'd be able to fly that plane from private property or an airfield with permission without a license. So the Rev itself is an ultralight. Then there's the Rev X, which is a little downgrade from this particular high-performance one. And then we get into the Revolt. I don't know if anybody else has seen that yellow one that has that same type of wing, but that's called the Revo. And that's another one that we make as well out of Zephyr Hills, Florida. We do training. You can get your pilot's license. You can get an endorsement if you're already a pilot right here in Zephyr Hills. So this is my son, Larry Mednick. I think he's got his hands off the wing right now. He does. He's flying it hands off. So you could actually land the plane and take off without even touching that control bar. And when you move that control bar to the right, the plane turns to the left. And when you move the control bar to the left, it turns to the right. You push that bar forward, and the plane will climb. And if you pull that bar in towards your stomach, it'll go down, just like he's doing right now. We're at booth number 16, and we've got all of our aircraft over there. You can come and see them. Now, another interesting thing about this plane, we say that it's the little plane that transforms. It folds in about 8 minutes. You can have it in a trailer ready to take home and keep it in your garage. It
Evolu-
unfolds in about 8 minutes, and you could be ready for your pre-flight.
I just want to make sure everybody knows it's LP-16, Evolution Aircraft LP-16. Keep going.
There you go, LP-16. Come over and see us. He's just showing you the agility on the ground. He's touching his wheels on the ground, showing you how strong they are. He's bouncing those wheels on the ground. One, then the other, then the other. And it doesn't matter which way the wind's coming from. When the wheels touch the ground, it straightens out.
This is dirt bike of the sky, right, Phil?
It's the sand buggy.
The sand buggy. There
The
you go.
sand buggy of the sky. This one here has actual aircraft tires, so you could land this on pavement all day long at any general airport. Nice little climb there and a climbing turn. You can see how agile this aircraft is.
Extremely maneuverable.
Extremely.
So you're saying that this is a FAR 103 aircraft?
No, this is not a Part 103. This one is experimental.
Oh, this one's experimental.
This one's a little high performance. It goes a little too fast, and it carries about twice as much fuel as you can get away with without having a license.
So you got about 10 gallons then?
Yes, we have 10 gallons. You do have a license requirement to fly this plane. You can also fly this plane before you get your license once you have been endorsed by an instructor to do so.
I like the Patriot wing.
Yeah, that's a special design. My daughter-in-law wanted she's a real patriot, and she wanted a plane to match her feelings, so that's what we built for her. Red, white, and blue.
They're an LP-16, and that's Evolution Aircraft. And what's the starting point for the cost on this aircraft?
You can get into these aircraft in the low 20s, and some of our aircraft get all the way up to over 100,000. So we pretty much have an aircraft for everybody.
So you heard it here. If you want the basic aircraft, it's under 20,000. But if you want all the bells and whistles, they're available too. Is that right?
I didn't say under 20,000. I said in the 20,000.
In the 20,000s. In the 20,000s.
But all the bells
Paul did not say a special deal. I did not say special deal.
We actually do have some used ones though, where they're much less. We have a lot of people that buy these, and then they just love them so much they upgrade. So we get ultralights. That guys come back and they want the high performance one and trade in their little ultralights. We also have people that fly the little single seats and they decide they'd like to fly with their spouse or their friends, and they come back and upgrade. And we do take our planes in trade, and then we completely go over them. So if you ever get a used plane from us, it's like a new plane, maybe a couple scratches on it.
And I understand that was your son that was flying.
That was my son, Larry.
Hey, it's all in the family again, just like the Bad Hawk. Evolution Aircraft, it's in the family as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. And in Zephyr Hills, we have a training center, and that's where we have our big hangar with all of our planes in it.
And at Zephyr Hills, you can call them up at 813-810-9262. That's LP-16, Evolution Aircraft Revo. And this is Phil Mednick.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good job, man. All right, so here is Gary Spicola in the American Ranger AR1. That's American Ranger AR1. Gary Spicoli. How you doing? And I'm going to get their paper here. American Ranger Silverlight Aviation. That's going to be LP3. The front page. Let me have this one. Specs. So this is Silverlight Aircraft, Gary Spicoli, and they're in LP3, and it's a state-of-the-art gyroplane, which employ tails with larger vertical and horizontal surfaces to make them more reliable and easy and predictable. You can see that this aircraft is very, very quick. It flies right at about 110 miles an hour. Excuse me. Max straight level is 120 miles an hour. Gary Spicola is showing the amazing maneuverability of this aircraft. And I can tell you, in the high wind conditions that we've had these last few days, we're talking 30 mile an hour crosswinds. This aircraft, and Gary Spicoli, has been flying every single day in the turbulent air that a lot of the other aircraft were grounded. This aircraft has aircraft grade upholstery, everything's TIG welded stainless steel, aircraft hardware. It's got the 912 ULS 100 horsepower, or you get the 914 turbocharged 915. And the empty weight on this is about 650 pounds, depending on which engine, whether it's the 914 or the 912. And you can see him sliding there. Beautiful. Actually going backwards. And that's quite unusual for a gyrocopter. Obviously, Gary Spicola is a highly trained individual. And it looks almost like a helicopter, doesn't it, everybody? The way he's handling that. Something you don't really get to see very much. That's Gary Spicola. They're right here out of Florida, and that's Silverlight Aviation, LP number 3. And people ask, well, what's it like to fly a gyroplane? And the simplest comment, with only a couple exceptions, you fly a gyroplane much like you fly a fixed wing. Use the stick and rudders, although not identically. Your fixed wing skills are highly transferable to flying a gyroplane. And in turbulence, you really cut through. I'll tell you, this thing has really been flying in the turbulent conditions. I can't stress that enough on how much Gary Spicola has been flying this in the turbulent air this week so far here. That's Silverlight Aviation, American Ranger AR1. Did a touch and go here. And I don't know if you know or not, but that top rotor is not powered. The top rotor is not powered. Only the pusher prop is the powered. By them moving forward in the airspeed, that actually turns the top moving rotors, and the faster they go, the faster the top propeller spins. They only use a motor to spin that propeller before they actually start moving forward, before launch. And the flight instrumentation includes airspeed indicator, altimeter, VSI, rotor tach. It's got adjustable foot pedals as well, so that different size individuals are accommodated, so the cockpit does not feel cramped or stretched. And it cruises at 105 miles an hour, and like I said, it can go maximum about 120 miles an hour, and that's the UL version of the 912, the ULS version of the 912, or the 914 Rotex engine. Quite spectacular. Gary Spicola out of Florida here, flying the Silverlight Aviation AR1 American Ranger. They've been making improvements on, and it makes a very receptive market for Zephyr Hills Airport, where they're located here in Florida. That's not far from here. It's Tampa, and you can see them now. They're going slipping backwards again and descending vertically, much like a helicopter would. And yes, this is a gyrocopter. This is not a helicopter. But as you can see, Gary Spicola is making it perform as a helicopter in many aspects. Really, really nice. And the honey truck is behind us, so don't look at your neighbor with an eye there. It's the honey truck right behind you. It has mechanical rotor trim control and rotor brake, and control sticks with a push-to-talk switch and rotor trim control. That's Silverlight Aviation, Gary Spicola, and LP3 right from Zephyr Hills, Florida, just down the street, very near here. And we'll see who's up next. So far, we've had the Bat Hawk, Evolution, and now Silverlight. We'll see who's next. Coming up in the manufacturer's demonstration here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. Nice pass. Nice pass for the Silverlight. He's showing here. He's on a wheel, keeping the front up. Looking nice. Excellent show for Gary Spicola and Silverlight Aviation, the American Ranger AR1. And we'll look and see who's next. How's it going? Oh, I said Gary a couple times. It's Greg Spicola. I knew that. He's been flying all week. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm glad to be corrected. What's your name?
Rob Allwright.
Rob Allwright has just corrected me. Apparently, a long time. It's Greg Spicola. And if I said Gary, thank you for the correction. I frequently make mistakes, and I like to be corrected because, that's what I do. All right, it looks like that this is going to be the Kavlon, the Autogyro Kavlon. It's not Bob Snyder, who usually flies it. This is somebody different. Autogyro Kavlon. This is Jimmy. I don't remember Jimmy's last name. The Auto Kavlon? Jimmy, it's on the little pilot sheet. McEwen? McEwen, I think. Oh, it's on this one right here.
Yeah. Jimmy Wild Adventures.
Oh, it doesn't say his last
I've got his name.
So this is going to be the Autogyro Kavlon, and it's Jimmy McEwen, I think. We're going to double check the name on that. McEwen. Jimmy McEwen, and he's got Jimmy's Wild Adventures Autogyro Kavlon, and this is the gray one, and this is going to be booth 25. And here we go. We got a representative from Autogyro right here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Autogyro.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the Autogyro Kavlon. Rotax 914 powered, one of the safest aircraft in the world. We're celebrating our 99-year anniversary of gyroplane technology. Next year is the 100-year anniversary.
And you're in booth 25, LP 25.
That's correct, right over here. So this aircraft here is our cross-country cruiser, 2-seat side-by-side. Cruises anywhere between 100 and 115 miles an hour for a good old 5.5 gallons per hour fuel burn. It's one of the most stable aircraft in the world. It'll fly in up to 40 knots of wind is what it's certified for. So everyone is grounded here, we're out smiling. That's what we do. The doors take about 30 seconds to take off, so you can give an open cockpit ride any day. And Jimmy right now is showing us the slow speed characteristics. We're capable of descending vertically at 0 miles per hour airspeed or even backwards. So we can descend it and then actually back it up and land. And Jimmy here is just showing us how slow the aircraft can fly.
And you also have the MTO Sport and the Kalitas in addition, don't you?
That's right. So we have a couple other models available. We've got open cockpit, front and back seat, and we've also got front and back seat with an enclosed cockpit. So Jimmy here is just flying a controlled flight. This is our normal slow speed, and whenever we have about 20 to 30 miles an hour wind, we can just hang out right over where we're looking at.
And that's impressive right there. I'll tell you, that's impressive. He's holding it too, isn't he?
That's right. You can tell. I think I can see his smile on his face right now.
You can bet on that. And what does this cost? I believe it's right at $85,000. Is that right?
Yeah, we're going to get a used one. So right now you've got two options. You can get one that's factory. It's the only type certified gyrocopter in the world that comes from the factory in Germany, and it's costs right around $169 for that one. Then you've got the experimental kit version as well, and we always recommend that for a lot of our more creative folks, because we can modify it. And personally, I just got one about 3 weeks ago, and I'm putting Garmin G3X's 10 inches on both sides and a 7 in the middle. So it's we basically make it an IFR helicopter cockpit, even though we don't want to fly in the clouds, but it's for safety. Because we know this aircraft is a cross-country capable machine, so we want to make sure everyone's safe. That's our goal. It should be the safest general aviation aircraft that exists. Again, next year is our 100-year anniversary of gyroplane technology. This is where helicopters came from.
And we know that Autogyro is a worldwide leader in gyroplane production with over 3,000 aircraft out there in the fleet. And Autogyro USA is the official U.S. importer for Autogyro aircraft.
That's correct. And these aircraft, they're designed to last for a very long time. We expect these aircraft to last 10, 20, 30 years as long as you take care of them. The components, the engine is a TBO of 2,000 hours, rotor system 2,500 hours. So it lasts for quite a long time. And when you need to replace the rotors after 2,500 hours, $5,000. There's no other rotorcraft like it. It's very affordable. Costs us around $25 an hour to fly this thing.
$25 an hour?
$25 an hour. That's our direct operating cost.
That is a low number, everybody. That's a low number.
There's no other rotorcraft you can operate for such an efficient price.
Do you hear that, honey? I could afford that.
Yeah, Jimmy's just having a little bit of fun. This is what we do.
And I understand if you want to build one of these, you can build one. Is that true?
That's correct. You can build one. And we just, I ordered another one today. I'm going to send it out to my place in Hawaii. And this one here is Jimmy's. I just ordered one just like it. We got it 3 weeks ago, and we flew it from Arkansas to California. And it took us just a few days, and let me tell you, it was a fun few days.
Yeah, and you're fully enclosed cockpit there. It makes it an all-weather vehicle, doesn't it?
That's right. Yep. We always recommend stay in good weather, VMC, but we want to make sure you know that it's a very safe machine. It's much more stable than a helicopter as well. So it's right between an airplane and a helicopter in terms of stability. So when you fly these things, you fall in love with it.
And like I was saying earlier, the auto gyro here that Bob's been flying, he's been flying all weekend long in the turbulent conditions that have kept most of these aircraft on the ground. Isn't that true?
That's correct. When we see the winds, you see us smiling because everyone else is grounded. It's our airfield. So anything up to 40 knots of wind, that's 47 miles an hour of wind, we're out here playing with a big smile on our faces.
And I'll tell you, I really love the shark's teeth on the front. That
Absolutely.
makes it look nice.
The aircraft has style, so it's important to show it.
No doubt about it. And aircraft pointed seats, very, very nice interior. I urge everybody to go by and look at the booth, and you can see how nice this auto gyro Cavalon is.
That's correct. And this aircraft is always auto-rotating, so in case you did something silly like run out of gas, we're already all rotating. That's where it's home. So every landing is simulated engine failure for us, and it's a very docile machine to land in any realm.
And how can people get in contact with Auto Gyro?
Well, the best way to do it is just come visit us right over here. We're about 100 yards right over here, and we'd be happy to show you all the fun models. And again, it's one of the most fun and safe machines you can get.
Booth number and website.
Website is auto-gyro.com and autogyrousa.com. And again, we're all over social media, and again, the booth is right over here behind you, so it's really easy to find.
Want to make sure everybody at home know, because we're broadcasting this on numerous YouTube and Facebook channels as well as ATC Live.
Excellent.
So we really thank Auto Gyro for being here and having a good show.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, everyone. Come join us.
You take care and have fun.
Thank you much.
You're welcome. Have fun.
I'm
Anytime.
James, by the way.
I'm Paul Czarnecki.
Hey, Paul. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, cool. I'm an air show aerobatic guy. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, absolutely, man. Anytime. So I'll catch you soon. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow. I guess I'll probably do the same thing. Absolutely. Yeah, and we should take you flying too, because it's honestly one of the coolest.
You know who even helped me knows? It's actually my wife. She's the CFO.
Yeah. Well, why don't you bring her over here and then over to
Hey,
our
Donna, you want to fly?
Absolutely.
Donna is the CFO. Donna is my CFO, and if my wife is happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's right, Paul.
I know what time
Let's
it
go
is.
talk to her.
Yeah, talk to her in there. John would like to go. He's not the CFO, though. But, hey. Well, I'll tell you what, it's really nice. This is a manufacturer showcase here, demonstration here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. And remember, at 6:30 today will be the Husky Stoll National demonstration right here at Paradise City. It'll commence at 6:30. You'll see legendary folks like Steve Henry, who has a 6-foot launch. That's right, 6 feet. Can you believe that? I can't either. We did see a 23-footer here, but in February in Arizona, they had a nice 20, 25-mile-an-hour headwind, and he had a 6-foot launch, which is a record in Stoll competitions. Here is not a competition. It's going to be a demonstration. They're not going to keep score. They're not going to say who wins. Well, they might tell us. But the reality is it's not a points event, so there won't be a score and all that. So where are you from, sir?
Winter Haven. Winter Haven, Florida.
Winter Haven, another Florida person. I tell you what, aren't you glad that it's warmed up now?
Absolutely.
It was cold this morning, wasn't it?
Oh, freezing. Have the fireplace on.
I agree with you. I tell you what, it is for us Florida people. If it is in the 50s, it is freezing. If it's in the 60s, it's cold. Carbon Cub. I don't know who's flying that. I think that's probably a departure. Excuse me, my lovely wife, who is our producer, just told me that's registered to the FAA. So that's a government vehicle. Thank you, Donna. That's a government vehicle registered to the FAA, Carbon Cub. So it looks like that concludes our manufacturer's demonstration here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. I'm going to take a quick break and get some water, unless anybody has any questions about what's going on either later or now. Is everybody happy? All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. You guys take care and have fun.
Great job.
Thank you. Oh, hey, we've got the air show demo lineup. Starts at 6:30, so the Husky Soul National Demo will start at 6:30, but then the air show tonight is going to have the U.S. SOCOM Para Commandos. And obviously, those are parachute guys. They jump out. It's interesting. The other night we saw them jump out, and the plane was not lit at all. And then all of a sudden, you see the sparklers and the flares and everything going off from the parachute guys. After that, we're going to have Gene McNeely, and we're going to have T6 Texans in that, and Chi Pitts is going to be doing a Pitt SIS, Patty Wagstaff, Jim Peets, an A-10 Warthog, and a Thunderbolt. They're going to do a heritage flight. Excuse me, I think that P-51 Mustang will be flying with that A-10. It doesn't say it here, but that's, I believe, what I had read earlier. They're also having a Class of 45, which is a P-51 Mustang, and an F-4U Corsair. That would be fun. I'd like to see that. And then, of course, the Super Hornet Legacy flight, the F-18 Super Hornet. And then Lee Lauterbach is going to have his P-51 Mustang out. And then Michael Golan, and he'll have his extra 330 SC. And then, of course, the Thunderbirds demos in their F-16s. That's right, the Thunderbirds will be here at Paradise City Sun and Fun 2022. Sun and Fun 2022, Lakeland Linder International Airport. We'll see you soon.